Yo, let's go guys. Lanjut lagi langsung kita nobar DRX versus Loud yang sudah 1-0 posisi guysnya, di mana DRX sedikit tertinggal satu map teman-teman, di mana kita mencari best of 5 ya teman-teman ya. 3 poin lalu selesai guys gamenya. Harusnya DRX bisa membalikan di game ini sih guys, harusnya moga-moga ya. Soalnya map picknya DRX bro. Anjir, Bas dapat 1. Nice! Mako next banget Mako. Oke kita lihat guys. Aduh, bisa guys. Duh anjir, Aspas jago banget soalnya. Gila Aspas ya. Lebar halo. Lal. GP jauh banget bang, map 1 bang. Iya sih jauh sih gapnya guys. Aspas ngeri banget anjir, 7-2 cok. Udah ulti lagi. Gila lot roster barunya serem banget ya guys ya. 4-0 bro. Aduh. Ini kenapa lagi ya 4-0 ya bro. Lawannya hashtag 1 champion bang, iya sih.
And maybe that means THOR doesn't quite get as active in the round as somebody like Pankara or Mako, but it doesn't really make too much difference. So here we see it again, the Cascade to take B long control. Buzz, his confidence certainly hasn't waned after Pearl.
And still, Seeker spots the target, Sonic moves forwards, where's the kill? Dash up top, kill still found, right as he's evacuating. And he needed to be a difference maker, just cannot land that second shot.
He'll have another chance though.
Unrelenting is what it feels like when you're on the opposing side of this one. Loud, not willing to give anything up, and the spike was planted in the middle of all of that.
Aduh, di ulti lagi sama Les.
Yeah, this is going to really start to put that time pressure on DRX. What can they do with this? Off angle is magical. Not a player aware of it. 2v3, Buzz, what can you find? Zest in the pit. Gets the first obstacle down, but the angle's watched for. And it's just too much to do, isn't it? Top of the spike, doubled up, decaying all the way down. 1 kill from the Tracers, but time far too low to make the most of it. And Josh,
gila si anjir DRX bro. Kenapa kalah coy? 5-0 anjay. Kalau kuat banget ya guys nih guys.
To show that they had what it takes to really compete. And so far it's not looking good for them.
Padahal lot udah keluar 2 orang loh guys, udah ganti 2 orang loh cok.
It's the first map in the series that DRX had a chance to pick, so it's up at the top of their pool as well. They've demonstrated.
Map pick saya rasa paling bang, ini biar sih.
Some of the other teams they've played, and also once you get deeper, once you get to split and fracture, Loud have already showcased that they look.
Final kah bang? Belum. Semi-final hitungannya. Final grup juara grup ini melawan juara grup sebelah guys ya.
So far, where can DRX even win?
Where is the limit?
No DRX bro, ayo wake up DRX, wake up. You are better than this bro.
Buzz is actually doing a fairly good job of applying some pressure, but the whole of DRX's defense is getting steamrolled by the pace that Loud are playing at. Here again, less up through tube, looking to get aggressive. Now last time RB was the one that died early and opened the gap as the turret went down. This time Les bullies his way through and pulls RB back towards him for another cheap kill.
And he won't be dealt with. Pop flash play, Mako just so unaware.
I love this from Loud. And to think that they haven't even had to show Icebox so far in this tournament. And it looks this drilled. They're getting all of the benefits of the KO in terms of the flash through their wall. But they also have the reconnaissance of the dog too.
Rifle upgrade. But so much to do for Buzz.
Anjir.
And Aspas.
Diputerin sama Aspas lu bro.
6-0 lead for Loud on the second map.
Aduh anjir 0-0 bro. Ini nggak bagus guys.
And it feels like they could still show us more unique strategies.
Yeah.
We've seen heavy B pressure. And I think the addition of the Harbor into these comps, playing Harbor Viper, makes it really difficult for Buzz to get aggressive. He's always got a cascade in his face. And it's not like any other wall where you can push through.
Ayo, come back yuk. Bisa DRX ya, bisa yuk.
You're not favored. Trying to go for a classic jet play of poking yourself through a Viper wall, let's say.
Son versus Neymar nih bang, yoi.
It just doesn't work as well against Harbor.
Baraburu bayo.
It's designed to punish you in that aspect.
And so what I'd really like to see from DRX, strategically, is for Buzz to continue getting aggressive at B main with at least another person with him, or possibly fighting, you know, pushing pipes early in the round. But I still think it's going to be very hard for him to get value against that, because that hard wall is going to always be there.
Right up in his face.
Gue udah salah live lagi bang, iya nih. Soalnya gue udah ketinggalan 1 map bro.
This is
Gimana nih ya?
Such a commanding lead. And you can feel it really building as
Ayolah
well.
DRX, masuk ke final pertama lu lah. Gue tahu Loud kuat, tapi bisa lah.
You know, at times we were a little bit critical of Loud, you know, maybe overheating, trying to play to the crowd a little bit too much, but
4 ulti nih bisa nih 6-1 nih.
They've cooled down, tempered themselves. It's a cold fire that's burning right now, and that's what's being showcased. Loud, determined to get one
Yang mau
step
mole guys,
closer.
kayaknya anak-anak pada mau mole deh.
Here's that interaction we were talking about. Buzz with his operator comes forward, and with the cascade, he's not quite sure where everybody is, but that is a perfect way to open the round. A first kill for Buzz.
Anjir, Aspas dah.
Just
Gila nih orang lo.
relenting, man. There's no time wasted. Skipping a hop, jumps up to the box, and he just rips away the opening that Buzz earned for his team. And Sadak, of course, there's no...
Hampir kena tuh, Jess.
Reckoning going to be used. Ultimate popped off. That's a bit of a spam kill that was found somewhere. Still, Sadak moves forwards, and they know where Z's positioning is. The indicators are around still. Obviously doing the most, but Util in his hands, caught unaware. And 7-0 is such a commanding lead.
This looks impossible for DRX. In the lower bracket final at Champs, they were able to claw themselves back into a 5th map after going down 0-2. The team has demonstrated that they're not out of series this early, that they don't crumble instantly when they face adversity. And yet, today, I feel like what I'm witnessing is just Loud utterly outclassing them.
Gila rapi banget anjir tuh, kenapa DRX sih guys? Sedih gue cok ngeliatnya cu.
And DRX are left reeling. They can't even use the lessons of the prior losses.
To try and claw their way back into it. Orbs available, prioritized onto 2 years. Try and build up that reckoning. Now a dog clears the one side of it. Interesting cascade, but it is that weaker buy for DRX.
And Aspas just trying to get as aggressive as humanly possible.
And look at how deep they're pushing. I mean, the wall just gives them all the space into the back of Snowman.
New strat again.
Yep.
A new flavor to it. And DRX with poor weaponry this time.
Okay.
It's constantly DRX who have to react to it.
And I love the flexibility that adding the harbor to this comp gives them.
High tide round the side. Sheriff in the hands of Mako. Makes the most of that one. Seekers, though, popped off. Pointing out a positioning precisely known. And it's less with 3. Wants the 4th. Will he get it? The answer is yes.
Come on! What happened, Aenaon?
Loud are mixing in some safe rounds where they play a standard post plant on Icebox with a lot of these more aggressive looks. This time the wall allows them to take Snowman control. Previously they've been flashing through it and getting aggressive on people waiting to play the retake. There's always something different being thrown at DRX.
Ini Malot juara lagi, Cok.
Look at the players, look at the coach.
Kalau mainnya begini kuatnya sih anjir. Siapa yang bisa lawan anjir?
Speechless.
Nggak bisa sih si Bas nih megang itu guys.
But with the current momentum, the pace of which this game is being played, it just looks so unlikely. And look at that. All those orbs that were being prioritized the 2 years once more grants them all the space in the world to get a free plant, and less has been this consistent thought.
Nice banget, Stacks.
That's nice, well done. Drone coming down mid from Zest.
Jauh banget, Cok. Wah, mati nih.
Tube and sets up for that kill, but they've taken Snowman control again.
Not a crossfire. Mako's good to claim 1, but it's an immediate trade. Lockdown for a lockdown now. This is where things get scrappy. Moving across. It's Aspas.
Nice, Bas.
Still gonna deal with him.
Gak mungkin dong kalah dong. Gak mungkin dong kalah sama Killjoy dong.
Lockdown gonna be catching, and Sadak, well, out in the open. Buzz going to be able to stick this one without a care in the world. And
Nice, let's go.
there will be no silly business, no knives to be found, but
Pas satu bro, yuk. 93 biar
it's
kers.
DRX able to claim that first round on the board.
Can DRX string this together into any form of momentum? This time, the ult being very important.
Gila, Bas,
But I also
mantep banget
think
anjir.
that DRX had a nice idea there at driving a wedge in on the retake and separating one half of the post planners from the other. The crowd there genuinely looking disappointed that this wasn't a 12-0 half.
Bang, kangen apa, Cok? Geli lu.
Things you
Barabu. Wah, Aspas ulti, bro. Dia ngeri nih anjing dia. Dia main jet serem banget ya Aspas nih anjir. 14-5 bayangin, Cok.
Cascade and a recon dart. Looking maybe to add a different flavor to this as Buzz
Pas
finds
banget,
another
Bas,
first
dapat satu.
kill. Things starting to go the way here of the Korean team.
But are the adaptations going to be enough? They've been left reeling is what it feels like. Still, flick of the wrist up top. That's the angle to try and watch for. Aspas really being pushed onto the common angle now. Top of the box, Mako. Vandal in his hand, doesn't want to spray. Snakebite at the floor though. Should keep him safe for but a moment. Now though, it's going to get difficult as the smokes start to fade away and dissipate. Kawazine, Flash was waiting. No play off of it, but that's just spam. Aspas catching it. Zest is low. Stacks does trade. But this is very quickly getting out of hands right now for DRX. One of the sole opportunities for him, but Stacks the wiggle with the movement. He makes himself an elusive target.
So well played by Stacks. The trade, the anchoring. Wow.
Let's go, boys.
Things down with a 4K. A major round for team captain and IGL.
Ayo, 93 yuk. Atau 84 bisa 84
4
yuk.
rounds in this half is the bare minimum to get things back on track. For our podium team, bronze plays gold from champs. And right now you're seeing that gap between third and first. But of course, Loud with those two changes, you expect a different result here. And instead it has been just as dominant. Stacks looks to try and turn the ship. And Loud take a timeout to hold that momentum before it can go anywhere.
Angered the beast.
Ngeri amat, ngeri, Stack, ngeri. Wah, Platnas sudah kelihatan nih pemainnya siapa nih, guys.
And Buzz has been able to find some value with the operator. He's actually working around the cascade very nicely. Even when he was on his own at B, found a first blood.
Nggak pause, Cok. Time out.
It seems like DRX want to
soalnya dia udah kalah 2 poin, guys. Gue kenyang banget. Bukan kenyang sih, gimana?
Playing back on A and playing retake or post plant utility.
Ya,
What you end up finding is the harbor walls just lock you out.
Gila, lot lumayan sih, guys.
So I like the adjustments.
HyperX sudah lolos duluan, Kabang udah kalah, udah pulang.
DRX are just adjusting way too late. Do you remember on Pearl where it was round 11 by the time they broke the alarm bot for the first
Tim
time?
Liquid,
Really
anjir.
put pressure on Sadak's defensive holds. It feels the same here again. It's round 10, round 11 by the time DRX are figuring out what they need to do.
Making those adjustments.
Gila nih si Aspas 15-6, Cok. Ajem banget jetnya, guys. Sumpah, guys. Yang kalah pulang, Bang. Nggak ada. Kalah pulang. Ntar next match besok itu Fnatic lawan siapa ya? Gue lupa dah. Fnatic melawan lawan siapa ya? Nice banget, Bas. Ini dapat mulu apa-nya. Navi ya, Fnatic Navi, guys. Ntar baru yang menang lawan ini, guys. Yang menang finalnya lawan yang menang ini.
Clears away the one box.
Wah, ini hampir dapat.
Close.
Stray shot.
And it looks like Stacks might want to challenge over at Snowman too.
This fight is about to be taking place at the back of Snowman. Feels like it's going to be important. Stacks
Aduh,
out in the
nice,
open.
Aduh.
RB does collapse from the side, but Kawazine felt like he was fully moving. Still claims the kill, and it's got the pit online. Danger time. Retaking with the operator, but
Aduh, nice banget, Ses.
how do you do it? Zest clears one of the obstacles out.
You could try pushing a Hunter's Fury in here and seeing if Buzz can follow it, but he's only one player.
Doesn't have the dash. Shock dart.
Seems better to just group up.
Tap onto the spike, forces the snake bite. 2 years moving forwards, and it's a flick of the wrist. Locks on. Down to Buzz, no time left. Decay going to be building back up here. Half on the defuse. Percentage play gets off of it. Re-smokes all the way.
Let's go, Buzz!
Joking. So calm in the moment. And Buzz, he silences the crowd.
And I think he's done a great job of silencing the doubters too.
Korea, Amerika. Amerika nih lot dari Amerika itu kan ya. Duanya Eropa ya. Gila sih Bas sih, gila juga Cok. Bas udah wangi nih Bas nih.
And providing one last lifeline for DRX to hold on to here. If they get the
Untuk
fourth,
ultinya
get
ini
the
guys ya,
pistol,
untung ultinya nggak
maybe
dapat.
they can make a map of this. The economy still not challenged for Loud, of course, after 8-1 rounds in a row. But the adjustment has come.
Tuh gila susah banget Cok, kalau Harbor tuh mereka bisa nge-push OP guys.
Holding this corner. Is anybody going to be there to try and break this trailblazer that's being used over and over again? Shot out of the sky.
But the supporting high tide allows Buzz to get back up on the angle because he
Di
knows
backup sama
that
Stax tuh lihat tuh.
are going to struggle to get through there without that piece of utility. And like I said, the adjustments they really
Mereka ke A nih, mereka ke A nih guys. Nah kan A-nya 2 orang ya, Mako sama Zez ya.
My apologies, just
Ayo 84 bisa yuk.
We'll see a pivot now from Loud. They've got a good ultimate to try and cleave their way into this site. The Seekers online. Kawazine wants to lead it over Flash is what it seems like. Now the Reckoning. Right into the back. Sadak not scared of taking this space. Even the fight as well wants to be the point of contact. Nanoswarm lay down on his feet and DRX, no attempt from them to try and refight this one. They have plenty of ults to do so. There's the Reckoning, used up close. Aspas forced to move. Hunter's Fury as well, spots them out. One tag onto Sadak. Will there be anything else? Kill found still. Loud, still alive. Aspas.
Nice Mako.
Trying to take the fight to them.
What a great reset from Mako.
Yes, a reset.
Aduh, Mako mati, Cok.
Down, but brought down out of it. Reflanked by Yes. Unless just finalizes it. 9-3, familiar sights for Loud and DRX dating back all the way to champs.
Exactly the same result from
Damn!
Pearl. The same level of dominance. And the first time we've seen Loud on Icebox. What can't
Gila nih
this
si
team do?
Tuizi masih dapat aja Cok.
Just seem impossible, doesn't it? And unstoppable if you're thinking about Loud. Absolutely fluid as the gameplay, great adaptations, but I'm curious, the first half done, let's send it down to the desk to find out more.
Thank you so much.
Sisanya semua Eropa. Enggak ada Amerika, Jat. Amerika ini Asia kan. Siapa, Cok? Kayak kenal deh yang tengah. 4 orang. Itu player bukan sih yang tengah, bukan ya?
Yeah, and I had questions about how they were going to be able to play it with this composition without the Sova.
Pindah lagi main lagi tuh, ya. Kelihatan lagi, Cok. Besok baru Eropa aja, Fnatic lawan Navi, coy.
But eventually pivot back towards the B site in the late rounds. They're able to use the dog to take space back yellow, and then they use the Reckoning to push really deep.
Gila,
When DRX
Harbor
played this
OP banget
on
di Icebox ya.
they very much had an emphasis on the
Icebox tuh
A
di
site,
apa
taking
Harbor
that
di
with
Icebox
Pearl.
OP banget sekarang,
Whereas
Cok.
for Loud with the Sky in the mix, their emphasis is a lot more on taking space on B, putting up their smokes, and then flashing through them and continuing to fight in their post plants, which adds a lot of complexity.
Gila nih orang cucu.
Now we put a big spotlight, of course, on the Jet matchup in match number 1.
Berhasil bodo Amerika, Bang. Iya, berhasil masuknya Amerika Selatan, masuknya Amerika tetap, Cok.
He deserves the spotlight right now. Les has been performing out of his mind on the Viper. Mako's doing his damnedest to try to keep up with this guy, but Les is coming out here feeling a little under the weather, but deciding to persevere through that play here on the stage in front of the fans. And my
Kayaknya Harbor Viper tuh enak banget coy dimainin coy. Kalau misalnya tim pro ya, nggak tahu ya. Kalau misalnya main rank kayaknya susah sih guys. Kalau nggak koms gitu apalagi susah coy. Enak tuh buat kayak misalnya lu ada OP lu nge-push tinggal majuin wall lu aja.
Now, Doug, there's no two ways
Majuin deh.
around it. It's looking dire for DRX here. It's their map choice to go down 9-3. They were lucky to get 3 rounds, in fact, when they were looking at an 8-0. So what do you want to see on the second half?
Yeah, I think it could have easily been an 8-4. You think about that second to last round, the op going down, the Bulldog is invested in
susah
the
bang nyari
next
celah
one
buat
because he
hindarin
can't
ultinya bang,
actually
iya
handle
sih.
it. And we're talking about
Halo,
an entirely
Monday.
different half, and that's really concerning that that's how it played out because I don't know how much fight you have left in you. This was the map you had to win.
Aspak santuy banget. Iya cok, mainnya santuy banget dan nge-killnya banyak lagi.
I'm very concerned.
It is still the map that they have to win, I do believe. We're diving right back into Icebox to see if DRX can get the victory back over to Brennan's Sideshow.
This pistol round has everything on it for DRX. The desk highlighting just how important Icebox is to win for them. And look at that, even that 75% attacking round win rate at Icebox. Maybe the stats do back them up, but did the stats take into effect?
Let's go. Gak capek bang, sedikit capek cuman is okay lah.
Yeah,
it's a different beast
We can do this guys.
it really is.
Oke, apakah bisa DRX DKK memberikan anjing diras bro?
Is disrespecting it.
That's
Look
insane.
at this, contacting through. Oh my goodness, ships in the
Ya,
night, and Aspas
anjir.
claims the kill.
Gila di counter, di counter B-nya guys.
There's so much confidence. It's outrageous confidence from Aspas, disrespecting every part of what DRX are doing.
Di counter balik, anjir.
And now things are forced to go quiet as DRX reassess. Which areas of the map do they really control here? Practically nothing. RB is making a prod into A with his turret. It's unlikely anyone's pushed up because they've already seen Aspas. He's the most aggressive player on Loud.
Have to clear it though. Look at that drone being used from a very far back position. We'll get that tag on Aspas. So space gained. Aspas looks like he wants to have another go at it.
Gila nggak takut-takut ya orang, Cok.
There's a target that doesn't even clear him.
This would be absurd. But the real play is happening in Tube and under Orange right now.
Yep, split play.
Tuh anjing hampir mati.
So important. Less spots it out in that Viper.
Nice, RB.
That's RB though from below. Flash play.
He's back in.
That's in main. Oh my word. And containment. It's the name of the game.
Gila, Aspas dapat 3 anjir.
Absolute gremlin just lurking around B main. And Mako too much to do.
Wah, Aspas gila sih anjir.
Loud with all
Best
four
player sih
pistols
kayaknya dia,
secured.
Cok. Best duelis sih kayaknya Aspas.
And you talk about containment, sure. Yeah, DRX are just getting stuffed in a box right now, but how do you contain this guy? How do you stop Aspas when he's getting a flash
Kenapa
through
nggak dapet ya?
to repeat for the 3rd time in the round? And this is the problem when a player gets that level of confidence, when they feel like everything is working, suddenly they're
Dia
going to
28, Cok. Si Aspas sih tahu cara counternya, guys. Orang kan pada pakai wallnya si Arbor di B. Dia majuin aja wallnya, anjir.
Aspas is going to have 20 kills in 13 rounds.
Sadak IGL ya, Sadak IGL.
20-8.
Sama Sinet sih Bang ya, Sinet juga sih. Tapi ini Lot mainnya lebih rapi dari Navi sih menurut gua, guys. Kayaknya sih Lot juara lagi ya. Kalau misalnya ini dia bisa menang, Lot juara lagi sih, guys. Bisa menang kayak lawan DRX sudah sih selesai sih.
Different high tide now. Separates a lot of the side, gives a bit of space to the defenders here, but I think the goal is to try and get that plant down. Util though stops that. Stacks!
Wow.
Oh, he tries to go at the rope, but Sadak was spamming it.
That's so good.
Nice,
Hopes and dreams resting on these shoulders. Trying to hit these shots with the pistols, but Loud far too good. Never a missed opportunity. Never any signs of weakness so far
Jangan lupa
in this
Fnatic.
series.
Fnatic kayaknya enggak deh. Tetap Navi sih kayak lebih kuat dari Navi. Serem, Cok.
Force just happy allowing Loud to get up to that 11th round. And this, I mean, look at the score. 13-5 map 1, 11-3 lead for Loud map 2. They're not joking this. They look insane. And I want to cast people's minds back to the lower bracket final at Champions, where DRX met against, you know, the NRG core, then known as Optic. They lost 13-8, 13-5 on the first 2 maps, and they still pulled it to map 5.
DRX mainnya berantakan nih, guys. Dia udah kalah mental ya.
It may still be too early to count DRX out of this. They might still make a match of it. But so far, this has just been a flattening.
Yeah. It's
a tier gap between these two teams.
It's just a dismantling. Loud have turned up here.
Navi Fnatic kayak Navi sih, tetap sih Navi. Ini kalau misalnya Loud menang, finalnya Loud lawan Navi. Menurut gue sih menang Loud sih. Loud lagi panas-panasnya sih, bro. Mainnya nggak ada yang, saya kayak mainnya rapi terus, guys. Nggak pernah ada hari bad day mereka, jarang sih. Gue ngeliat permainannya mereka beberapa map hari ini tuh kayak di turnamen ini terutama ya. Si Loud ini walaupun ditinggal 2 orang ini masih bisa keep up, cuy. Ngeri anjir nih Loud, guys, anjir. Gue juga Fnatic gila gimana bang? Soalnya gue rasa Navi juga gila sih dari kemarin mainnya. Tuh Getsu lu lihat tuh anjir. Tuh karena kebantu Hampton di Brasil kali yuk. Sama itu juga lah, ada lah. Ada efek-efek kayak nambah 5-10% kayak apa sih bilangnya? Kayak kebantu gara-gara lu ini tuan rumah lu di Brasil. Lu kan Brasil kan. Tuh kan, di wall balik. Iya, ini udah di counter di wall balik, Cok.
Firm control. Drone to push them back, clears off that angle. But it is that high-low setup. It looks like at least Loud ready to take a fight if necessary. They have their weaker guns, weaker weapons. Still, Dart's going to be cleaned up, and they do respect that util.
Iya, mainnya rapi banget lah tuh utilnya.
Must-win round
Yeah.
for DRX. It's a little bit shaky. Spray downs there, shots being fired, and Zest is really just being caught out in the open, down to 48 health now. Spike will go down though in that 4v4, but the way Loud have been playing, anything could happen.
Oh, ini Aspas kalau misalnya
Rifles, but we'll see.
lolos sih selesai sih
Moving
anjing.
forwards now.
Harusnya sih menang ini ya. DRX ya. Post plane soalnya.
These passive post plants really hurt DRX on Pearl.
Mako needs to spot this. A wide swing.
Mako!
How do you win that? Way all the way through. Good movement from Sadak. Still, he will get his head ripped straight off. Now Aspas, 18 health. And a Dream. Not much more offered to him. And so DRX, another round claimed. Puts them at 4. But it's a long road to try and pave their way to any sort of semblance of victory.
But the more they start getting onto the board here, the more they may turn me into a believer. You saw the stat earlier that they were winning 3/4 of their attacking rounds
Gila
on this
tuh.
map.
Bagus banget kan? Crosshair play.
The way
Anjir
that they
keren banget,
load
Cok.
ult orbs onto their players will allow them good opportunities. This
Di
one
bar
is
anjir
so
itu
crucial,
watch
though.
partinya, Cok.
Crowd
Yeah, that's booze for, what was that, a
for the
watch
watch
party?
party in Korea.
Motifo nggak muncul bang? Iya biasa lah.
These fans are making it personal.
Aspas
But
OP
DRX,
lagi
this
anjing.
has to be around for them. They need to punish Loud and send them into an eco. DRX are going to have big ults online. If Stax gets the orb or the plant, they can use that Reckoning to make it so much more difficult for Loud to retake.
So leading the charge, less common angle to spam. It pushes Stacks down onto the
So
ground.
much damage. That's through the cove as well.
And so a suboptimal plant location for DRX to play this post plant. Buzz, Clawbass pushes them back. Will he survive? Yes. That's
Great
going to be a
timing.
reckoning. Good timing on that one. It's a refight taken. Dart not
Nice!
being found. And they clean it up. Rifle spam, crossfire setup. Mako still alive, still kicking in the fight. 45 health. Dodging, weaving, ducking.
go.
Comes down to this. And it comes down to
Let's
Tilius.
go boys!
But even he can't
Bisa,
quite
bisa, bisa,
manage
bisa,
those
bisa.
expectations. So DRX break the economy.
Gorgeous post plan by DRX. That's what you need to see from this squad. Getting the fire back underneath them.
Bisa
and
bro, bisa
pushing
bro.
Loud down to an
Nggak
eco.
kasih poin sama sekali ke Loud bisa nih.
Crucial play there being that Stax has been generating these ultimates really quickly. He's got the spike on his shoulders, and the Reckoning comes through exactly as Loud want to go for the retake. And that means
Mako
these
nih,
players
bos. Mako
are
nih,
uncomfortable.
bos.
They can't stay in the same spot for very long. They can't
Tawan
trade
mau
for
plan
each other
second
as
level.
easily
Iya,
or
padahal
hold
udah
angles
pakai
properly.
smoke-nya si Harbor masih aja
It rips
ditembusin,
apart
Cok.
the retake,
Kuat banget tembusan
and
mereka ya.
DRX are using utility at the same time, like that recon you saw coming through.
Diligent
Dia mau
play.
tahu si Bas mau si apa sih ini mau ngambil ulti Aspas, Cok. Tidak bisa, saudara-saudara ngambil ulti katanya.
But how they get through this one? They've made it well known. Push coming through. Buzz. Receiving a friendly shock dart is what it feels like.
Nice banget, Bas.
Oh my goodness. Narrowly spots that
Anjir,
one.
Les, gila dah.
Still a retake to be taken. Push all the way in and Stacks. He just doesn't even know what's happening.
Nice Bas.
Into the cove. Got to be a recovery now for DRX, but this is looking so
Ulti, Jess.
damn bad. Handed over the rifle. Sadak taps the spike. Right now baiting out of position. Moving forwards. The flash is good. Zess does claim it. Receiving his eyesight back into it. No more tap onto it. But Sadak again trying
Nice
to bait
RB,
the
bro.
swing, but RB shuts that one down. Unless he's got the energy up. Wall going up. Sticks
No
it
way.
half. There's no way you can't get away with this. Dart pushes him back, but he's already done enough, surely. In between the legs, positioning known. Less hunting for the kill, but gives up on the round. Or does he?
No, he doesn't quite have
Nggak
this
bisa,
one.
Cok.
It's a nice idea, cute play.
Gila rekonnya nempel, bro.
DRX. They play it fairly safely, but at the same time, there was danger in that round.
Oke.
And Loud only had
Oke,
pistols.
uangnya masih aman ya. Nih kalau misalnya menang lagi, gas terus nih.
Certainly makes things doable. A recon dart is lovely, even if it doesn't hit less though. It's still good to be able to get Zest into a position where he can push the spike on the next tap. Still though, I think we saw some really good things out of the retake there.
Gila nih, bisa bro, bisa bro. Attackernya kuat nih, DRX nih. 5 poin lagi bro, bisa bro, ya bro. Menang ini udah 2 poin. 3 poin lagi abis nih.
Which is right about now.
Aduh.
Aspas, close angle.
Nice.
Wider swing, actually. Damage is good. Drop down to 30 health.
Big punish.
Got to
Dua orang
respect
lo tuh.
that now. Pushing all the way through. DRX have a timing. They have an opening. They don't want to let this one slip. That's It's going to be util used to clear that path and get that plant down in the close corner.
And look how Stack saves the high tide for the post plant. That means that Loud have so much more space to go for an instant retake.
Hunter's Fury just using his close. Still, how does Buzz fall there? Lockdown's going to be removed. Still, there's the danger. The danger is here, right in the pit. RB does not get cleaned up.
Oh, this is ridiculous. What a reposition from RB.
And what is going on here? What is occurring? How does the kill get found? Sprays down, position known, and just backs away at the perfect timing. Turning them into mincemeats. Re-swing. Don't let this get
Aspas
dangerous.
dapat 3
Time
SK.
taking was still afforded. Loud could play this one if they wanted to. At this point, as Aspas hunting for those kills, he knows the economy's getting stretched, but still, it should be him saving the rifle.
Gila, hampir S tuh si Aspas, cok. Gila nih orangnya.
Yeah, strange there actually, because Aspas isn't going to be able to save that into the next round.
25-11 anjir nih orang, sakit coy.
Still, perhaps he wanted to use his Blade Storm. It's not going to be immensely damaging that decision.
RB kalau nggak dapat 3 sih selesai guys.
RB's reposition just looks immaculate there. But I think looking from an overall strategic point of view, as Loud decide to take a timeout here, you're seeing DRX with a really different approach to a similar comp. Instead of using their high
sakit,
to make a
nembaknya
lot of
sakit, bro.
space for themselves on site, taking snowman control or getting through it to take the
Ada
site.
konten-kontennya ngeri bang. Ntar pengen lihat aku konten-kontennya Aspas,
Save
cok.
the high tide, plant inside the cove, and
Lu
give
double tap lihat
themselves
streamnya
very little
Brando kah
space
pas
to
ending
work
tadi.
with. Louder on that retake within a couple of seconds. If you can wind your head back, wind your memories back to the first half. Loud were pushing DRX so far away before the post plant ever happened. And so when DRX retake, they have to look left, right, clear snowman, clear tube, clear top site. DRX are actually playing.
Sekarang jarang live Valdo karena ada beberapa game yang ini guys, gua kayak Mobile Legends lagi lebih sering.
It is working, but DRX have had to burn a lot of ultimates to get to this point. They've used a Reckoning, they've used Hunter's Fury in the Viper's Pit.
4 lagi bisa nih bro, ini udah pasti 8-11 sih. Karena mereka
What they
ikut.
really need is stacks together.
Kecuali Aspasnya menggila ya, pakai Blade Storm-nya bunuh 3 gitu, waduh berat sih.
They also need to make sure that Aspas doesn't kill everyone with the Blade Storm, because the way that this guy's been playing that is well within the realm of possibility.
In a normal match against most
jangan
teams,
sampai ini anjing dia nge-kill banyak, cok.
your opponents drop down to the weaker buys. You're thinking, okay, bit of
Duitnya lagi menang di DRX soalnya bro. Nah,
Loud
nice
being
banget.
able to make these half buys a bit more dangerous. Now we see an approach. It's an attempt to push away, and he sort of plays away from a main drone. What does it really see? Flash to try and as well hide information. Gets the tag though, and Aspas pushed up off of it. Tries to take the space back. Mako swinging wide. Top of pipes.
Nice butt, Mako!
Do it. Kill found, and so the big pain point gonna be removed with Aspas falling. Buzz pure reactions. Flick at the wrist up into a corner angle, just spam.
And that's great work.
Dan kasih 12 aja
Stacks
nih.
is still 2 away. I'd like to see him hunt for this final kill, to be honest. His is the most important ult to get online for the next round. But even so, it's possible that with an ult orb and a plant, they'll have that still to play with.
Oh, spam.
Almost.
Moving across. Great reaction to contain that.
As a prime game in Flawless.
Gila tuh, Bas cong ribet anjing.
But they neutralized Aspas, the big threat, very nicely.
Oke, mereka kaya duitnya kayak si Alman ya.
And Aspas missed a couple of shots. The difficult ones for sure, really difficult ones. But sometimes a player of his caliber might still be able to grab him.
Tuh apa dapat yang 2 itu, cok?
If DRX win the next round, I'm believing in the comeback. Their attack side is looking strong.
Bisa ini menang, comeback benar-benar. 9-11 di 10-11, cok. Bisa banget, cok. Aspas harus di shot up nih. OP-nya nih, bro. Wah, 3B, cok anjing.
But there is going to be a massive clash here on B.
Oh, Aspas, you've got to be joking. The balls to push up, make a play like that. He's tagged up
though. Anjir.
Up draft, there was a punish attempt by Buzz. And he used a ton of his own util just to maneuver his way around that one and potentially collect that kill. Still moves forwards, now dashes up. Watch for, double up. RB moves around, blind, but to the angle, and he is fully blinded up. Swinging around, coverage is there. And it is just that hammer strike one after another.
Kawan Z in the sky looks so phenomenal, man. Utilizing both of those flashes, knowing that the first isn't good enough, relieving the pressure. I mean, he just looks immaculate in these positions. Such A
Gila
phenomenal
lot
pickup.
bacanya anjing.
I think DRX rushed that though. Once they had control of B and they pushed Buzz back, and they pushed Aspas back, RB had the perfect time to go for a lockdown. You stick a lockdown there and you wait, you apply so much pressure to Loud. And instead they just ran into the maw.
And it has set Loud up.
Mereka B lagi
Map
3B.
point for them. And the margin for error that is allowed for a team like DRX no longer available. Lockdown going to be used up close though. This is punishable if they have util for it, but I said it's just going to be a pit.
I don't know how Les is going to stay in sight here. He's going to have to evacuate his pit. Is he just going to allow himself to get detained?
Yeah, apparently. Wants to keep it up. Obviously the Viper nerfs, meaning he has to maintain that. Dash has to be used. Disengaged by Buzz.
And no punish on Les.
No punish at all. It's backup remaining. Spam.
It's dangerous from Stax. If Stax falls here, they lose their big ult for the post plant.
Cove just barely keeps him alive, and here's the flank from Aspas. And what an answer! Shots landing. Warbank damage, and they are weak, missing the second one.
Nice.
Everyone falling low, but Buzz, he
Aduh.
answers for it, but Loud, moments away now. It's a 3v2, and it's just over like that.
Kok kalah, coy, anjing.
This retake style looks incredible from Loud. The aggression coming out from Aspas and Kawanzin. Pushing forwards, making space for one of their teams to get on the defuse. The Brazilian retake looks so good. And the crowd are pumped. Loud are one map away
Ya,
from
apa
being
lagi nih?
able to get themselves in a position where they could be our first ever team to lift 2 trophies, and back to back at that.
That's what they're fighting for. And honestly, the attempt from DRX to try and bring it back, it was good.
Map ketiganya apa guys? Coba lihat dulu map ketiganya ya.
Never so too late though.
Anjir, gila coy, Aspas coy.
And DRX find themselves in a position where
Napos ya,
once again,
napos tadi guys ya.
exactly the same as that lower bracket final against Optic at Champs. They lose a map 13-8, 13-5, and head into the third. That time it went to 5. Could we see the same? It looks almost impossible, but they've done it before.
The crowd battling against DRX. It's that extra element that maybe they didn't think about, but we'll find
Oh,
out
gila,
soon
Aspas
enough
ngeri sih, coy,
on the
anjing.
other side of this, just how this series will conclude.
Nih Aspas sih the best jet player sih dari. Ini gila sih, Cok. Bisa kita bilang segitu guys ya. Aspas best jet player sih, bro, menurut gua, bro. Ya nggak sih? Aduh. Aduh, gua mau cek game ah. Boleh nggak ya? Boleh kan? Nggak boleh lagi coy, Pak. Gila, best jet sih, bro, anjing. Gila. Oh iya, anjing hampir 1000. Seru sih, bro. Wah, seru sih guys, nih guys, mereka guys. Wow. Do we play this? Oke, ini lubu nih pas nih. Ya udah pindah tau guys, ya guys. Ya udah pindah ke tim mana, timnya nggak masuk franchise ya pindahnya. Jason juga, iya sih Jason juga jago sih. Cuman Jason performanya turun naik sih guys ya. Kadang lagi bagus, but kalau lagi turun banget gitu guys. Itu masih kurangnya Jason ya. Kalau si Aspas nih kayaknya sering banget menyalahnya anjay. Ngeri coy. Sering banget dia dapat timing gilanya. Ngeri. Ye kurang sih JT sebenarnya. Ye lagi semenjak Chamber di nerf sih udah. Tapi emang efek crowd juga sih guys. Ini menang crowd sih Loud sih guys ya. Di berhasil, disorakin ya nggak sih, ya nggak sih? Jam 3 Celasico bang. Are you sure? Are you sure? Hari apa sih? Udah hari Jumat. Wah, udah hari Jumat, guys. Cepet banget, guys. Hari Jumat, guys. Player 1 agent bisa di-banned, cok. Apa sih? Kami menang Eva yuk. Bisa banned gak? Player 1 agent bisa di-banned. Gimana sudah, Jat? Belum bisa, belum ada band agent, Jat. Belum ada. Turnamen belum ada band agent, ada band map doang. Kalau kapan terapin banned agent, Bang? Misalnya bakal ada band agent kalau agentnya tuh udah banyak banget, guys. Misalnya kan kita ngomong agent game mobile lah. Kan banyak ya, gampang di ban-nya gitu loh. Kalau ini di ban 3-nya dueli semua, susah kan gitu loh. Misalnya nge-ban-nya 2 atau 1 gitu. That's why nanti mungkin di saat agentnya udah, ini kan berapa total nih? Udah mau 20 ya? Misalnya udah 25 gitu, mungkin bakal banyak bisa kemungkinan ada sistem ban. Aspas is the new yay. Widih. Beda sih playstyle-nya si Aspas nih, emang pedas headshot-nya sih guys. Ya sih, menurut gue sih emang si ini ke outplay yang masih Aspas aja guys. Kalau Aspasnya nggak menyala seperti itu, mainnya biasa aja, nembaknya headshot tapi nggak headshot terus, bisa sih menurut gue guys. Aspas momennya suka susah dipredik, iya sih, gila dia. Tahunnya Aspas ya, tahunnya Jason udah tahun lalu guys. Semoga tahun ini ntar di Korea dia panas lagi Jason ya. Itu pakai yang you wanna play let's play itu chamber gak di nerf, Jat. Udah jelek sekarang, di nerf banget. Di nerf parah, jadi kayak aduh, jarang yang mau pakai. Ntar gua
loud. We end in a 13-8 scoreline, and look, we've already talked about him all series long, but we've got to do it again because he continues to sit at the top of the leaderboards. It's Aspas on that jet.
Aduh, kaki gua sakit banget loh abis main.
I think Mimi put it very succinctly while we were off camera. Aspas might be good at Valorant.
I think so.
Potentially. Very possible.
But it's so we got that qualifier of the might still? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's working on it. But I think part of what made him look so incredible in this map, beyond how good he always is to begin with, was him and Kaos as a duo. This Sky pick did such a fantastic job of setting Aspas up for these deep plays, for these pushes, with really good flashes.
It's just been incredible, and this is one of the things we were kind of talking about. I mean, yeah, just gets some aggressive positioning. The man is playing just so boldly, but he has those flashes to back him up, whereas the side of Buzz does not. We've still seen some solid entering from Buzz, but we've also seen those moments where he's trying to take control of Yellow over on that B side, on the attacking side, and then he just gets picked off because there's no escorting utility.
1000%, and that's what I wanted to see out of DRX in this situation. Again, this felt like a must-win map. You put Buzz in a position to deliver for your team, and the guy had no backup. He was kind of trying to do it all on his own, not nearly the same synergy that Aspas had to work with.
And Seth, you brought up a quote earlier that normally this team really likes it. DRX likes it when people pick their competitions in them. And it looked like it was almost that. But I think this Sky added a layer of complexity that made it really hard
kaki gue sakit banget anjing. Paha bawah gue sakit banget. Terus belakang lower back gue juga sakit banget, Cok. Is deadlift kemarin.
I mean, it's already again so many people taking a ton of damage on the way in. And then they're just able to hold this the whole way throughout. I mean, the Reckoning be damned. You're not going to be too bothered by that. Sonic just holds it down, and they're so distracted by Aspas in the back line that no one is able to go ahead and interrupt this. So it's a bit of an anticlimactic way for this map to conclude. but it's still just so brilliant.
Menurut Rio, Bang Rio, Indonesia bakal jadi tuan rumah VCT nggak? Kayaknya sih agak jauh ya guys ya. Karena masih ada Korea, masih ada Jepang, Korea, mungkin masih ada Singapura, masih ada gitu loh. PR dia terus gua nggak pakai yang beban berat guys. Gua repetisi soalnya. Misalnya gua 15 kali 4 set, tapi bebannya cuma 20 kilo misalnya gitu.
I was about to say they're playing with so much confidence right now. It just makes them even more scary as an opponent. So here we are, 2-0 is the scoreline. It's gonna have to be a reverse sweep for DRX if they want to bring this one back. Quite obviously. But here's the thing, Achilles, there's never been a reverse sweep in Valorant international history.
No, there has not been. But the closest that we have ever had, as Josh was kind of mentioning it right at the bottom side of that map.
Gak pernah ada reverse sweep, iya sih. Susah sih kalau misalnya mau 3-2 sih. TR tuh kayak gimana sih? PR itu yang kayak bebannya berat banget cuma sekali ya? Iya, iya nggak sih? PR di atas tuh PR apa sih PR? Kayaknya lu... Iya kan? Nggak bisa sih gue kayaknya. Gue nggak tahu ya berapa ya. Gue belum berani kayak yang berat-berat banget.
We'll get into the breakdown of Split in just a moment, but Doug, sometimes when it comes to a reverse sweep or just getting yourself back on the horse, it's about resetting your mental. And sometimes going back to mechanics is the best way to do that.
Siapa sih? Mimi.
Zone out with everything that's going on, all of this chaos that's happening in the arena.
Dota aja nggak ke Indo, Dota aja game tua nggak ke Indo. Iya sih susah sih. Singapura sih. Ini kan Korea kan liganya nanti Pasifik di Korea. Masternya Tokyo, Jepang. Kalau misalnya ada satu daerah lagi yang bakal dijadikan tuan rumah buat hosting event, Singapura sih. Malah iya, kayaknya kalau Indonesia tuh pilihan ke berapa? Soalnya kayak dari segi beberapa, mungkin dari segi fasilitas segala macam belum ada yang tempat yang cocok banget di Indo gitu loh buat hosting event sebesar ini ya.
In my opinion that they could do it, but they've given me a sliver of hope with how they close that.
Dan juga iya benar juga, dan kurang peminatnya juga guys. Di Indo kan banyak kan game mobile guys. Ini gamenya game Valo gitu kan. Yang nonton nggak mungkin banyak banget cok.
I saw things that were a little bit different from the last time they played Icebox. They were changing up the plant location more. They weren't allowing their spike planter to get spammed as often. The post plants were still great.
Split cok, split.
Was not enough. And now we head towards Split. And this is a map that is so hard to play loud on because you talk about that chaos.
Paling Bali masih masuk akal sih. Bali masih masuk akal, betul. Mungkin Bali masih bisa. Ya. Soalnya masih kalau di Bali tuh kayak hitungannya kayak Thailand lah guys ya. Bali masih bisa lah, tapi ya tetap saingannya masih banyak, itunya gitulah. Masih ada Singapura, masih ada Malaysia ya. Oke, Aspas pakai jet sih harusnya, pakai race sih harusnya Aspas. Gua nggak tahu ya Aspas pakai jet apa race ya, harusnya Aspas race sih.
Take two different approaches across the two maps that we've had so far. First, matching the composition of Loud, and then looking to find one
fokus molek anjay Nutella nih bos. Lu nggak main Mobile Legends Jat sama anak-anak? Bukannya mau ngajak MOBA itu?
I like what I see. I see a double initiator comp. You have Buzz.
Oh enggak lu, Jet lu anjir. Main Jet di split cok. OP berarti ya, main OP di B-main kalau nggak di mid coy.
The cat didn't have any help. Those two initiators should be able to help.
Last time Loud played this map, they start attack versus NRG, and the double duelist comp absolutely bowled them over.
Bro, anjir nih, ayo lah. Masa lu 3-0 bro, nggak mungkin dong 3-0 gitu loh. Jangan 3-0 lah. Ngomong di kontrak Rio, anjing Rijata. Dia selalu main 2 smoke ya, iya. Sekarang tuh metanya tuh meta Viper sama Smoker satu lagi, karena Viper itu bukan true Smoker ya, bukan sebagai Smoker utama, karena dia skill-skillnya itu nggak bisa, line up-nya itu beda guys, nggak bisa nutup maksimal untuk suatu tempat gitu loh guys. Jadi minimal banget tuh pakai Viper dan pakai satu Smoker lagi, karena Viper sebagai defender itu juga bukan Smoker basically lah, dia tuh sebagai Sentinel.
But they've never even made a grand final.
Ribet cowok soalnya.
That Seth was talking about, that attempt at a reverse sweep was the closest. Compare that to Loud, who've made 2 Brazilian super rosters work and have made 3 grand finals in the last 12 months.
Wah, 2 duelis anjir, gila Loud boy. Loud W gaming nih kayaknya nih.
And this map here is Split. See if there's going to be that extension of play for DRX
Oke,
or allowed.
Sadak dapat timing guys, masuk nih ke mid nih. Mid pas turun smoke-nya mereka masuk. Oke, kelihatan sama Mako harusnya. Oke, bas udah. Lepas. Lepas. Oke, Stax-nya rotate ya. Nice banget RB.
Flash not ready for RBE, jumping, dodging, weaving. An attempt at a trade, but Buzz, well, he's going to meet his match at Heaven.
Nice.
Comes down to this, TRX.
Oke, 1 lawan 3 bro, nggak mungkin dong.
Down to 2 years.
Nice banget flashnya, Stax.
Completely blinded up, and so a pistol round claimed for DRX.
Energi sebenarnya kuat yo, harusnya pas lawan lot. Iya sih, cuma energi ketemunya awal aja sih lawan lot ya. Jadi kalahnya di awal-awal bro.
Loud's team composition is going to be constantly
applying
pressure to you.
Bisa yuk. Jangan kasih item, jangan kasih poin coy. Defender map kan nih kasih kayak 10-2 lah. Jangan lebih, soalnya bahaya kalau dikasih lebih cuy.
Just kind of baiting him here in order to get into a really crunchy position where he can wait for the retakers to come through.
Ayo let's go Bas. Nice.
Holding on against the jet rays takes a lot of effort. Taking the pistol is so important.
So DRX are going to start on that right foot. We can put that potential of a comeback.
Ini tergantung opening kill-nya guys ya. Kalau si Lot dapat 1 kill utama, 1 kill pertama, bisa jadi kena Iko round nih bro. Tiba-tiba Aspas one tap kan, kita nggak tahu nih. Kalau nggak si Too Easy nih. Nah itu serem kan tuh, itu serem cok.
One of the things that Loud does is take control behind this Viper setup and then force you to peek into them.
Mako, potential to be overwhelmed. Flash deep. Gets the information, but contact play.
Nice banget Mako bro.
Strikes them down.
Wah,
but does
salah kiri.
Does Mako know about Sadak's positioning?
Nice banget Sadak. Maksudnya nice banget Stax ya.
Stax forced. Bring him down with a spike at their feet.
Mako nice banget timingnya anjir. Kan tadi kan dia nungguin si Stax kan. Stax nge-flash ada orang ternyata. Nice banget flawless. Tadi si Stax dia tuh nge-flash ke ininya. Sep. Oh, ada orang. Si Mako langsung balik badan naik lagi. Nge-pick langsung. Tuh, gara-gara info dari si Stax coy. Kalau enggak itu lewat coy. Mako 4-0 nih bos. Oke, ini kalau bisa menang sih bisa menang jauh ya. Kalau satu gimana? Masih ada. Pokoknya cari 3 aja. Best of 5. Best of 5 ya, best of 5. BO5. Oke.
Throw some uncertainty into the mix, but the Boombot leading forwards. Fragment nade drops down.
Aduh, dapat 1 harusnya itu.
And yet he does. Angle watch for. Will there be a trade?
Nice Bas. Aduh, tuh lagi tuh harusnya. Next dapat 2 bro. Ayo RB bisa bro. Dapat 1 lagi bro RB. Aduh.
Loud responding very quickly. And despite the fact that DRX were
BO5 aja.
their pull nade combo was still late. That's the pace that Aspas and Sadak are going to be playing with here. That's the tempo. They're so quick with their blast pack engages, with their dashes, that if you're anchoring a site, you can get overwhelmed very quickly.
Aspas ngeribat bro. Nobar El Clasico ta bro. Tidak lah bro. Orang nggak bisa nobar bro. Oke, Byron, let's go. 5 Phantom nih bos.
The knife shutting down a lot of the supportive utility. Grabs a ton of info in this round as well. 4 players found.
Repositioned by Zest, not holding on top of Heaven, just lays down that fragment nade, but look. It's a ramp that's
compromised. Nice banget Mako awalnya anjing.
The job.
Tuh boleh Mako bukan sih, bukan ya?
How does he play this one? Anti-flash drops down.
Kan boleh Mako itu, cok.
Space once more. This nade is going to be causing all sorts of issues, and he chooses to back away. Snakebite though. But the utility traded out, making sure that nobody can really capitalize off of that. Instead, the play is made towards the side. This is where the fight takes place. Zest has to be the man of the hour. Dodge, weave around, Stacks, assisting and helping him out.
Nice!
An absolute concrete hold here of the site.
Very nice hold.
Kalau dapat 2 sih Les sih ngeri ya itu ya. Tas gitu kalau dapat kiri kanan, kanan kiri 2 headshot sih gila sih itu, gua nggak tahu lagi sih.
forces DRX to use util early. Even though Loud were only taking a ramp, DRX have to give them the respect as if that could be a full hit onto A. And they use the pull and they use the nade early. So when Loud go for the re-hit into A, there is no pull available. There is no nade available. They just have to anchor. They've called rotates though and read that very nicely.
Bukan orang kayak gitu flicknya bang, ya. For second sempet kayak gitu anjir waktu itu pas di VCT. Yang nembak dar gitu loh. Kayak headshotnya tuh headshot flick terus balik lagi. Wah ini ke B-nya nih nggak dinyangka nih. B-nya ditahan cok. Ada Viper guys midnya guys. Lama itu. Dot.
Pop flash play, smoke to meet them. Snakebite as well, that's laid down at the feet. Mako cannot see a bloody thing, but
nice
okay, once more stacks there to bail him out, bit of danger.
Nice Mako, gila, nice trade kill, cok. Nice banget lu, trade killnya lu.
Making sure that they relieve the pressure, making sure that one player backs away, there's someone else to step up.
Next trade kill bro, oke di blokong ya Mas Zes ya harusnya.
But in these best of fives, it is a different element added. Your map pool gonna get pushed and pulled and tested.
Pasti mati begitu.
In ways that it hasn't done before.
And Loud have been a team that relies on their attack side split because of the way that their composition
Anjir masih kedapat headshot lu bro.
They've been bowling teams over on this half of the map. And I think back to the game against NRG. NRG had a decision to run an operator on their Astra defense that
Les ada ulti sih guys. Ini kalau dapat plan Les bisa ulti. Kalau nggak Les bisa ulti di A. Mereka ke A dari kanan ulti masuk ke side guys. Ini seram juga sih. Ini harus ada granatnya si oke, si Bas di A ya. Bas harus bantu si A nih. Tapi spike-nya di B cok. Oke.
He's become a very good site anchor, despite that not originally being his MO. He's gonna get flashed in here, an aggressive play.
Ya, RB nembak apa anjing?
With any sort of kills, and indeed Aspas does shut it down.
Just after I'm talking about how safe RB usually plays, Zest and RB cook up a play like that.
Throwing it into the mix. Seekers was used.
I think that makes sense as a mid-round informational play, but really early on, before you've got any idea that they could be in B main.
And
this opens the door for Sadak to double blast back in here with his ult.
Showstopper. Zest miles away from getting his knife back online to try and cancel this one. And there we go, Dog. Satchel right up into heaven, the rocket. Oh, it sings, but it doesn't quite land on any sort of target.
What?
And now DRX make the play, they make the call. They want to try and contest this.
Mako nih bos!
Sadak, well, his position's known. 41 health. With the most to do.
Nice pas Sadak.
First one found.
Kedua lawan satu. The boom.
Crowd roaring. Nade is really good. And no! My goodness. Very close. Too close for comfort for DRX.
Gila, hampir clutch ya, hampir aja guys.
Got really dangerous.
And while the crowd are oohing and ahhing about the
tapi ada ulti mereka ada ulti banyak bro. Gila Mako serem banget anjir, lihat Mako nih guys, lihat Mako guys. Lihat tuh. Lihat tuh.
Loud to overextend into them if they want a chance at being able to take that space. They had a player deep in B heaven, another player really.
Mako kayaknya jarang bau ya. Iya sih anjir, Mako serem banget ya. Mainnya dari dulu nggak pernah kayak jarang gitu guys. Ada lah sehari 2 hari bau, cuman kayak presentasinya kecil bro. GG si Mako guys, salah satu controller yang menurut gua mainnya paling ini guys, paling apa sih, paling konsisten ya dibilang ya. Bahasa rapinya itu konsisten.
When this team was known as Vision Strikers and at the beginning of their time as DRX too.
Glory Stream ini nggak kena tag-down nggak bang? Kan aku official partner bro. From Paperrex. Do you understand, sayang? Kita timeout Loud ya, mau matikan momentum DRX ya guys ya. So jangan kasih poin banyak-banyak, 2 aja maksimal Loudnya ya. Kayak baru gue tadi per babi.
Remember, this is Loud's map pick as well. They took them here, thinking that they
took
have
them
the
here.
right idea about it. And the timeout's taken from Loud, looking to readjust, rethink their game plan.
If DRX deal with this double duelist
Aspas coba lihat bang, nggak masuk akal. Ini Aspas gak belum wangi-wangi banget ya di sini ya. Ini ada 3 ulti dan Aspas akan ulti Bladestorm kalau dapat 1-2 aja. Ini bisa dari 5-2 guys. Tapi kalau misalnya dapat ya 1 doang di trade, enggak sih kayaknya. Wah, stuck di situ nggak enak banget cok, sumpah cok. Hanya rame bro.
And this is the kind of round where Sadak is going to just try to get a feel for the protocols from DRX.
Wah, B-nya diambil nih. Hanya diambil, Cok.
What is their response? Do they try and reclear it? Here you see the Trailblazer used from Stacks in Heaven. Second piece of informational utility.
Kan ini gue bilang nih. Dapat 1 nih.
Well, guess what?
Dapat senjata lagi.
Aspas happy to claim it.
Way further forward than the DRX players were expecting.
Ini Cok dapat 2 menang kan? Butuh 2 doang, Cok dapat senjata teman-teman ya.
Got to be calling now from the back seat position, seeing what he can do for his team.
Nice,
that
nice,
cosmic
nice.
divide, and Aspas is dealt with, playing so aggressive. Duck and Weed pushing back and forth. Mako just hunting for information.
Nice.
Spike still making his way, but dropped down, and that means Buzz. Let's rip this showstopper, but nobody else waiting for him. In fact, all the targets, Sadak creeping behind them.
I like this from Buzz though. Question is, can Sadak do something just as good to rip this one open?
Nice,
12 bullets left, that's Mako. Once more response, Satchel used to dissuade this one, pushing forward.
Nice! Mako nih bos!
Listen, it got dicey. I ain't talking FaZe Clan, but eventually
Untung aja.
safe hands of Mako.
Untung Mako sama ini pedes cok. Lihat Mako 13-3 tuh.
In that comeback at the lower bracket final, Mako went crazy.
Oke, ada 2 ulti guys ya. Ultinya Jazz nih lumayan berguna nih buat retake ya. Flick shotnya anjing nih Aspas nih. Tapi banget anjing dia punya M-nya cok. Gila Mako tuh guys. Gila trade kill guys ya. Dar gitu guys. Belum minum soju tuh enak tuh. Terus malamnya Oyo guys.
Aiming to break it, but it just doesn't quite work.
Nggak bisa, susah cowok, ini map defender banget guys. DRX kuat banget defense-nya bro.
I mean their own Viper wall as well, right? So bit of anti-synergy.
Dog spots some zest.
Zest mati mulu anjing.
There's a pull though, that's going to be used. Stacks, does he still want to take this fight? That's the question. Backs away. Seekers, a wide swing, repositions. Oh, Mako trying to as well help him out. The swing from Heaven, readjust though. Repurposeful, and my goodness. 3 kills for Stacks. Damage being done. Buzz dropped down in the middle of all of this chaos. And the Spike.
Nice, Buzz.
Out, wide, out in the open.
Okay.
It's Aspas looking to
jauh nih dia nge-flank cok, tapi nggak dapat. Harusnya dia tahu posisi. Ini nggak mungkin dong, clutch dong.
2 stars. Does he dare use them? Out in the open.
Nice, Buzz.
What a round.
Let's go. Ayo 2-1 yuk.
What a round from DRX. Stacks and Buzz, magical. In terms of the duels that they win. Where was this team? Where were these players in match?
Gila Stacks, dulu lihat Stacks ngapain cok. Lihat Stacks dah.
Take a look at these in the replay. Stacks.
Lihat, ini masuk.
Taking that first duel off the back of the pull, and then this one.
Tembak ini, nge-flick.
So good. Readjusts to be able to take out the Raze player there, Sadak.
I mean, that's just insane. The entire time, Seeker just harassing his back. Yeah, I mean, he just has to be constantly readjusting his movement. And this is DRX looking so damn commanding in this map. 7-1, knocking Loud once more onto that weaker buy.
And the 2 newer players, the 2 rookies for Loud, they've only got 1 kill between them, I believe.
Kalau shooter paling keren menurut Bang Rio apa? Sebenarnya paling enak tuh Kayo guys kalau bisa makainya anjir, soalnya silence-nya itu tuh GG cok. Aduh. Wah, kebel lagi cok.
They just drop back.
Sadak though, showstopper, that's a direct hit. Almost goes down to the full damage. 4-2 health, smoke still to dissipate as well, relieving this one. RB trying to anchor. A look at the positioning, is it going to be known? Tries to at least try and take the fight to them. Satchel weighs his way through, Sheriff's making this more than dangerous, but Stacks responds. Now he's the last player alive in that 1v2. Seekers though. Knows where they are. Grouped up. Wider swing. Will we see it? No trades.
Let's go!
And there. Just puts it in the bin.
Gila, tapi
Attempt of a round win there for Loud. The crowd completely silenced.
Stacks looks like a machine on Split.
dapat dia berapa ulti tuh guys? Masih gagal ya.
This is his home territory. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how many picks that Loud are able to get early on, they cannot hold the help retake style from DRX.
Stacks again bro, stacks again guys. Gila nih. Di DRX bro, lihat 13-4, 13-5 bro anjir. Stacks and Mako bos.
To dance around the architecture of the map and then flooding people in to try and help them.
Nih Zest harus bangkit sih. Zest tadi matinya mati awal mulu guys.
Yeah, break that 0 point. Not a chance. Zest gets the info. And by suppressing Kawanzin early on, he really delays this A ramp.
Dapat tuh. Kena guys, bentar lagi guys. Lumayan darahnya berkurang.
Can't take that side of the map. It slows everything down from Loud.
Itu mereka 2 mid, 2A, 1B guys. B-nya cuma pakai RB doang guys. Harusnya mereka ke B nggak sih? Ada RB soalnya cok.
But Zest has been punished. Out of every player on DRX, Zest has looked like the weak spot on Split.
Aduh, anjir udah headshot tuh.
And he goes down again.
That's the Split changes.
Mati mulu dia cok, dia nge-pick mulu mati terus. Anjing.
And so first player to fall.
And look how quick this is. And Stacks nearly has a flashback online.
Just full reclearing it. I mean, the confidence to do this one.
And look how it's drifting all of the defenders back over towards B. Buzz is ready to help RB whenever he likes.
Mako as well going to be rejoining the defense.
Map defender slice anjing kalau di RX defendernya kuat banget soalnya wah B mainnya.
Without a smoke to play around.
Astral form, nade at his feet, Trailblazer as well, and it's a flood retake, dropping down. Mako couldn't reset the aim. Repositions though. Too many targets to pick from, and well, they all tumble down.
Aduh, kena flawless anjing.
Desperate moves from Stacks.
But a very good defense half nonetheless.
10-2 ya, udah jangan kasih lagi bro. Ini si Zest mati mulu Zest.
So far this tournament when we've seen it. So DRX have already got them in a great spot, and their economy is good enough that they should be able to buy for the rest of the map. Big ults to work with too here. Both teams have a Viper's Pit. And Split works so that the defenders have map control to start with.
Yo, 10-2 nih bro. Bro, 2 lagi bro.
It looks like he's going to use it in mid with a Judge.
Oke, mereka 3 ulti loh. Jazz ulti, Mako ulti, RB ulti loh.
The Judge early on and commit his pit later.
Yeah, possibly waiting for the right time to use it. But just holds for now, and it's again Loud. This has been their game plan, pressuring towards A. Every time.
God, dapat info tuh. 2 minimal.
It feels like their game plan is bully Zest.
He has been that weak link so far, trying to anchor down the back of the site. Hasn't quite found the right timings for him. Now that util though, drop down, stars, dash forwards, dog into the back.
Bukan Zestnya mati lagi loh. Aduh, cok. Kenapa nggak ulti aja, Jess?
Back into that side and play fast to disrupt that take, and it's a punish.
And look what happens when the anchor isn't able to stay alive. When Zest falls, those players who are trying to flood in and help him, Loud can put the focus on the retakers, the rotators instead. You contrast that to the round where they're going towards B and RB stays alive for so long. Loud are still hunting for that anchor player, so they can't focus on the players in B Heaven or at CT that are flooding in. I would say Zest has got to adjust, but frankly, it's already late in the half. And I think DRX have done enough to be able to win here. Sure, another one on the board would be great. A 9-3 half. We've only seen 9-3s in the opening halves to these maps, so there would be some poetic irony to it. But I think either way, DRX will be very happy about this. They've already equalized their best performance on maps 1 or 2.
Yep. The work has been put in. Now we approach final round of the half here.
DRX nggak pernah keluar sih, keluar, cuman ini guys apa?
Happy days for them, considering they're on that back foot. You can kind of feel that stress mounting a little bit. The glimpses we've seen of the coach cams, Fraud sweating, wiping away his brow.
Mako.
Everyone's sweating in here, Brad.
Mako ultimate Mako.
So here we go. Pit now going to be utilized straight down into mid. Trailblazer though, double satchel. It's all the util. Every piece of the puzzle. Buzz has that showstopper. It's Chaos.
He's going for a direct hit.
Yep, not wasting any time. Look at this. Oh, maneuvers away and around. Stacks contains that bit. Oh my goodness, lucky to get out alive, and still no one's looking for RB.
Nah, nice banget. Nice cover RB.
Stays alive in this one. Less and 2 years. 2 smokes players with the most to do now. And it's cutting that noise. Spike though dropped up top. Fragment nade pushes it back. All on this one. Les moves forwards, picks up the spike. And still RB uncontested. And where will be that trade? Everything to do. Sideline Zest.
What is Zest doing?
You've turned it into a 1v1. You might have just thrown this. Cosmic Divide now going to be used. Why not? Throw everything at it.
So difficult.
Around to use it. How does he win this spam down? It's just swabs and waves of that utility. Blocking the sightline. 30 seconds. Contacting up, down. Trying to clear it. He's got to know that RB is on that corner.
They're both worried that they could have pushed through spawn at this point. Surely RB's got the clutch.
Yeah, he hears the timing for it. 2 years.
Nice!
Bowled incorrectly. That wave of disappointment you could hear.
Wah, 9-3 lagi. Keras guys.
But if you're a DRX fan, I'm sure you're going to be more than happy with that one.
Bukan si Zestnya lagi jelek banget di map ini, bro.
It is so great from DRX this
Ngapain
bounce
tuh,
back.
lihat tuh.
Amazing performance from Stacks and
Pick yang
Mako.
sangat aneh, anjing.
The clutching and the site anchoring, so good from RB. This looks like a different team, and they've got that momentum to be able to bring this back on split.
Harusnya dia nge-pick ini sih, kalau misalnya biasa pro udah low gitu kan mereka apa sih jiggle pick aja, cari set info baru nge-wing bareng coy. Biasa gitu ya, biasanya gitu. Aku nggak tahu. Apa nih?
Now joined by Koreano, streamer for Loud, and also FRT, the captain of the show match. That's going to happen in a couple of days. First of all, thank you for letting me crash your watch party. How's it going? How's the watch party going?
First of all, hi guys, I'm Koreano. The watch party is awesome. I mean, I really like doing these, especially like inside the crowd and everything. The sound is awesome, everything is awesome, and Loud is doing a really great job. I mean, we did a really good job on the first half, but I think we're going to recover this.
Yeah, so it's already a 2-0. That's a really good job so far. FRT, I wanted to ask you, you know, in this crowd, there's so many Loud fans. They have so many chants. Now, I don't really understand Portuguese, so would you be able to explain to me, you know, what are they chanting? What does it mean?
Okay, they just like pushing their chin to the limit every time. They always like cheering for a crowd, like loud, loud, loud. They say like loud, it says like loud, loud, loud. And then everybody's going crazy every time, like they're like, I don't know, smashing the thing and screaming, shouting, it's crazy.
Can you guys teach me something? You know, if I want to be supporting Loud out there, what should I say?
The best word to say is vamos.
Vamos!
That's one.
Okay, I understand that one. Now, Tarek is actually right next to us. He's also captaining the show match, so have you got anything to say to him? You know, you're going to be playing against him in a couple days.
I can't wait to play against him because I know it's going to be a great match, but I'm winning this game, bro. I'm winning this. Trust me, bro. I'm winning this game.
You guys can't see this, but Tarek is right next to there, and I think he's responding to us. And lastly, is there anything you want to say to the players that they can hear you right now? Some words of encouragement, because they are 9-3 down.
I mean, for DRX, I'm going to wish them good luck
anjing.
because Loud really
sama pemain siapa nih?
changes to the roster, especially the coach as well. Front, he's doing a really great job, and I think Loud.
Pemain ini kan, ini Leo.
Thank you so much, you two, for joining me, and have fun for the rest of your watch party. And I'm going to pass it back to Bren and Sideshow to jump back into the second half.
Terbang mulu ya.
What a beginning here for Split, for DRX to be landing on this 9-3 half. The possibility of that reverse sweep, the possibility of them to be able to climb and claw their way back into some sort of favorable position.
Ya sih, view.
The crowd has not had much.
View live streamnya Tarik, Cok.
So firmly in control.
Gila sih dia sih, 100.000, 90.000 yang nonton. Bahkan diundang terus, bro. Kapeloran.
Because Loud's comp, I think, is designed for attacking, but it also
is
not reluctant to get up in your face.
What's the answer? Oh my goodness, that's a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Satchels.
Mulai deh. Masuknya berantakan banget anjing. Udah rotate coy, sumpah. Awas. Dari mid. Ya, kedengeran, Cok.
They're hoping that they were going back through sewers, but they definitely heard.
They heard us.
I mean, elephant foot stomps. But from DRX's point of view, how do you expect that?
In the meantime, Stax is the one who's also pushing up, getting himself into those favorable positions.
Ya, ditunggu ini. Waduh.
Walking, strutting.
Aduh.
Contact play, but this is where the backstab will really rain. Aspas spots one, holds it down, waits it out. First kill,
Aduh.
the second, and finally the third. Stax so much to
Stax dapat
do,
lagi coy 3.
and just not enough resources.
What a play. Fantastic timing from Aspas and Kawanzine. But also,
Ini domain, Cok.
the whole reason they're forced to rotate there is because this hit into A was so messy. I don't think it was necessarily Loud doing anything spectacular on their defense, so much as Buzz with a bit of a beef trying to entry, the players getting distorted and mixed up.
Duh, ini bahaya guys ya.
This isn't a very bursty
Soalnya map defender,
from
bro.
DRX. It's not
Aspas gila, Cok, bersinar lagi Aspas anjir 14 mulu, Cok.
At least I don't think it's playing to its strengths if they decide to do that. I would like to see them control mid, go for A heaven, run some splits, run some fakes, make use of the fact that Loud doesn't have a sentinel that can give them information on the map.
Orb collected though. That's DRX making the most of these eco rounds, making sure that they prioritize the ults for the next. Building up to their advantages.
Sama dia guys. Les. Dia tuh sama lihat deh. Dia si Les jaga mid. B-mainnya pakai ini. Nah, A-nya cuma satu nih. Mereka sama guys. Mereka main ini guys. Main apa? Main mid sama main ini. Ini Aspas kalau miss menang sih. Aduh, itu dia maksud gua.
Gotta be careful. Running right into the sightline. Farming up to that blade storm.
Lihat.
Got it online.
Ya kali es, bro. Aduh, gak es, no.
Wow. Okay.
Denied the ace. Well, it's the percentage play, you know. Aspas has already got his ult online.
Yeah.
They're all about that.
Dia udah ulti, Cok.
And that's actually dangerous. Of all the ults to get online for a bonus, I think Aspas is #1.
Anjir, gila nih orang.
You're putting Aspas in a position now where if he plays aggressive and B main and goes for some kind of push.
Itu kalau misalnya masa dari 4 orang yang ngeras mati 4-4 anjing, minimal harusnya bunuh dia lah, 2 orang mati, satunya bunuh dia gitu loh.
So it has to be a clean round win for DRX. Don't let this bonus get out of hand.
Aspas ngepus lihat.
Got that full investment. You got the rifles. Boombot. Spots the one.
Aduh, Stax ngeliat nih.
Aspas is pushing.
Yeah, Mako pushed all the way back. Aspas is pushing. Trailblazers use this. Good discipline. Tags him. Stunned up. Has to use the dash to get out of there.
Yeah, that's good. So from DRX's point of view, they've managed to take mid and push Aspas a little bit away from B main. They have given up the whole of A though as a result of that. And look at those Loud players in A heaven. They're only looking at vents. They don't care at all.
Aspas ini nggak apa sih, kayak tweetsnya rame nggak sih guys?
Because there's a timing where DRX could have re-cleared. Oh, a bungle from Stax on the flash as well. Doesn't even threaten like they could be going back in this direction, but still Loud for some reason going for the gamble.
B-nya kosong ya guys ya. Rame.
It's a incorrect gamble.
Aku coba follow ah.
Diligence there from DRX,
gila,
making sure
Cok.
that they clear all the necessary angles just in case, but it's a free sight that is afforded to them, so you're going to see that 5v5, the full retake.
Wah, nggak bisa sih bro ini, bro.
And Buzz.
Itu maksud gua nggak bisa, bro. Jangan, bro. Anjing, sumpah. Jangan nge-pick, Cok.
Great trade by Zest.
Postplane
Exactly
aja.
what his team needs. So using the Seekers to push forward a little.
Pushing them back, and so the danger removed as Aspas does fall there. Satchel play, flash.
Nice banget, Mako.
Back, but eventually going to be meeting them with that rifle fire, and it is Mako, Mr. Consistent. 2 years in Kawazine.
Nice banget,
Close to the
Chris.
corner. Great positioning by Zest there. Lovely little off angle, making sure that
8K mah sepi, Cok, hitungannya. 4 second aja 5.000 sekarang yang nonton kan.
One of the things though that I'm slightly concerned about with how DRX are playing their attack side.
Oke, let's go 10 guys. 3 poin lagi DRX, let's go. Jangan jangan kehilangan momentum yo. Ayo, ini lu menang, mereka iko guys. Pas OP sih pasti, tuh kan OP kan. Udah tahu gua. Tuh jangan ke A, ada Aspas, jangan ke A.
Really safe in B main.
Aspas di mana? Ini Aspasnya ngeras anjing operas, bro.
And hang around there for a while. DRX could run a B split without ever clearing garage. So a couple of things where you could definitely see an opening.
Nice. Kebeja, Aspas OP katanya. Oke.
And it all comes down to how aggressively they play the outsides, the extremities of the map.
And it's going to come down to this, isn't it? Gun round. An operator in the hands of Aspas. Deep trailblazer. Spots the one, and guess what? Aspas, of course, he's taking that space. He knows where he is. And this is dangerous for Mako. Juggle peek, fires, dash enabled. Snake bite to try and force the angle up close. They're taking the fight right to him. Buzz bails him out. There is a trade.
Oke, 1-1, nggak apa-apa, untung. Nice, aduh.
2 years wide out in the open. That's going to be the
kena bom.
still. Dashing right down into the site. Relieving most of that one. There was a pull. Great assistance. How do you salvage it?
Jalan 2 nih susah nih. Ini kalau misalnya bisa menang, 2-3-nya mati di side. Bisa menang sih, Aspas OP soalnya.
So smoke from RB, pull back there, making it look like they could have gone in, but the spike again is just wide out in the open. One little peek from less, and they know there's no threat.
Boombot spammed. Almost every angle watched for. It has to be this site. That's where it's going to be landing, and it comes down to this crossfire. Impossible to break. Lovely by RB to whip it around and somehow return the fire. The players are weak though. Sadak in the danger zone now. Smoke popped up, but time pressure mounting. 11 seconds. Tries to go for the wider swing.
Kalau Flixer dapat kepalanya Aspas selesai tuh. Damn. Ini bahaya sih. Up defender soalnya nih, bro.
Really heavily on the outer sides of the map. I haven't seen them use mid great apart from the previous round.
Itu kena util guys, mereka kesedot terus kena bom.
Loud's comp completely controls A main, B main. Whether it's Aspas pushing aggressive with Kawansin, or whether it's that kind of suck nade combo that they've got going on the opposite side of the map with Sadak and Tui's, they dominate the outer wings of Split. And DRX need to recognize this in that timeout where they can have a chance to talk to the coach, and they need to be taking mid.
Ini Aspas doang coba musuh terbesar di DRX, bro. Itu kan kayak pas Ye di optik pakai chamber ya. Pertis cok, kalau Aspasnya mati kemungkinan menangnya tinggi ya.
But I'm not seeing the same mobility for DRX, and they were set up to be able to get a comeback started here. 9-3 at the half. Sure, they lose the pistol, but they're letting an opportunity slip away from them, and that.
Zaman pas optik Y-nya mati, OP-nya nggak ada, udah sih enak banget masuknya gitu loh. Nggak ada yang kuat-kuat banget nembaknya. Ini Aspas 20 lagi nge-kill loh.
Getting the first Valorant reverse sweep in a BO5
would be devastating. It's an opportunity, like you said, Josh. You cannot let it slip. And DRX knocked down to the weaker buy. Still getting the rifle in the hands.
Ini kalau misalnya si Stek sama RB dapat 1 kill minimal untuk opening ya, first kill-nya dari DRX bisa menang guys. Ronikonya half buy.
Loud on the right foot now. At the end of the day, the pressure is still on DRX to be able to clinch the maps, the rounds that they should.
Nice banget lu.
That's a fast play.
Oke, dulu tuh. Ini bisa guys. Ini bisa banget, Cok. 4-5 guys.
And this is where I was talking about earlier. RB plays very safe, very passive, but they've spotted Aspas, so now they've got to go for the crunch.
Nice. Tuh gua bilang guys, bisa kan? Dapat 1 aja, bro. Menang banget nih, ini menang banget nih. Sudah 11-6 guys, yuk. Salah apa? Buat kesalahan mereka, cuy.
But this is so much better executed by DRX.
Nice, sudah.
Yeah, using the
kan, gue bilang kan tuh.
This round is
1 aja dapat, bro.
The set play off the rip to set them up for the opening kill.
Butuh 1 doang guys, sudah. Udah jangan buang-buang duit guys, bawa duit guys, ambil ya, ambil senjata aja udah.
To a slightly more aggressive position in B main. If this is what they talked about during the timeout, and they continue running this kind of round, Loud are going to be under so much pressure.
Bumbung senjata dah bro.
Lesh just making sure to make it a bit more expensive, although I'm going to be doing too much, obviously, to them.
It was a half buy anyway.
Exactly.
Kan.
Quite a play by Mako. It's
Nice.
consolation. Stack shuts it down along with the cheers of the crowd.
And this is quite a weird spot, actually, for DRX, because they've saved an op into this round, kind of against their will. I don't think they're going to want to be opping on attack. I mean, look at how much value Buzz is getting when he decides to play aggressive with even a stinger. Maybe RB ends up picking up the operator and plays those kind of safer lines.
Oke, dua lagi bro. Bro, bisa bro, yuk bro. 2-1 nih, let's go. Dua sama nih guys, map terakhir ntar nih ya. Bisa. Comeback yuk.
Look at how rough the force is from Loud.
That is rough.
Guardian, no armor judge from Sadak. I got to question why they're even bothering to buy. Why not go for the half?
Not wanting to play for that OT, it seems.
Tuh, Aspas kenapa lo ya?
They have to buy up into this one. Maybe with the ults online, they could make the most of it. Look at this. Aspas, again. So much confidence to be able to push back Mako, even trying to pre-aim. I mean, maybe with a rifle, Buzz could have got something done there, but misses the shot.
I mean, Aspas was very fast on the reaction to dash out. I think he knew that was coming.
And grouping up into this cross.
Ini orang sakit coy, Aspas coy bisa begitu anjing.
So much. Cosmic Divide though. Rips its way across. Now you're seeing it. The showstopper. Clearance.
Nice.
It's there.
Tuh ketembak anjing.
Rocket exchanged. And a life for a life.
I'll take that.
Into the site now. Still. Not really relenting, are they? It looks like Loud wanted to play this a bit more fast, but okay, watch down. Says this time, his turn with the operator.
Lagi nggak ada sih.
Sadak has managed to approach his way into this corner, but not the greatest weapon for the job, and no armor to work with, or speak of. 87 health. It's looking like DRX reaching that map point. Critical for them.
I think Sadak probably wants to go for this, and the other two should save. Hello, though. 2Es with a pick.
Nice this.
Zest responds. Satchel playing to the back. How does Mako do that? 2 years. Right through the wall. Smoke drop down. Time running low, though. Anything to offset this, pull it back, has to tap it because of the pull. DRX should know that's enough utility used, enough time pressure bought that is going to land them there. The 12th round, map point for DRX.
Okay, let's go guys.
What a bounce back split has been. And that timeout so crucial.
Fracture
between round 16 and round
17
to get themselves back into the headspace to win here. Loud are going to respond with one of their own, but
mereka miskin,
it's a horribly broken buy. They made their last gamble. The economical gambit in round 18, throwing caution to the wind. And now this looks all but over. DRX with 6 opportunities to take us to map 4. And I think so far,
untung dia kena ulti ya. Kalau dia tengah kena ulti bahaya tadi sih.
DRX could do something similar on a fracture.
Untung si Basnya ngecek ya itu guys ya.
Dismantling of the double duelist composition, despite the fact that Aspas has 21 kills, is pretty gorgeous. They've stopped all of the follow-up. Flood retakes were good. Here on their attack side too, they're playing some of the slower rounds, controlling the map a little better.
Yeah.
Signs of life.
And listen, Josh, I'm happy to see it. Was thinking for a moment we were going to be seeing a fast 3-0. Bit of a repeat of maybe just the blunder that DRX were facing last time they played against Loud, but now they are one step away, securing split, extending that play deeper into the series where it gets
Game 4 nih udah pasti menang DRX guys. Nggak mungkin kalah cowok DRX.
To really push Loud to the limit.
And I don't think that a quick
mereka punya Mako ulti. Kalau bisa nge-plan Mako ulti, udah.
Incredible to see Loud looking dominant heading into the finals. But I'm all aboard for a close semi. And for DRX to keep their hopes alive of making it to a grand final and having a chance to lift a trophy.
No time wasted with this one. Look at this space.
B-mainnya aja guys, B-mainnya aja udah.
B-main controller's theirs and RB. He's got the stars in his hand, starting to lay this one down. Double satchel. 2 years. Timing's it though, and the judge is there.
Nice.
Spam though. Counterplay by the rifles. Drops down. Less needs to be dealt with. How does he claim 2? Inconceivable almost, but down to that 2v2, and the pressure's mounting. It's Aspas and Kawazin who have to do the most here. The weapons aren't too good for it. Seeker's committed. Dropping everything into this round. One down to the ground here. Start to split the site up. Is there going to be that crossfire? Zest! What is that? Taking a fight to them. Pop flash play. Leaves it up to RB. Can he perform the slam dunk? A tap. Baits out the pull. Still plenty of time, but one of the players has got to hold this, and the rifles are in the hands of the Loud players. It just looks impossible. It looks just impossible. And Aspas, whew, sweating maybe, but listen, pulls it off.
That might be the most difficult round that Loud have to get through to bring this to OT, because their weaponry was awful, and they still managed to pull out a win. Having said that though, Brent, only keeping one player alive, oh, that's so good, the 2K from Les. But like I was just about to say, keeping only one player alive there means that their economy is still in a rough spot. They're gonna have to keep pulling out. Round wins.
Mereka udah tahu Zest bakal flash dan ngepick ya. Mereka udah tahu, cuy. Mereka udah nge-expect. Kalau Zest tuh main kayak nge-flash tapi nggak ngepick, terus baru ngepicknya setelah flashnya lama dikit baru ngepick, cuy. Kagetin. Zest di map ini kurang ya guys ya. Wih, apa tuh?
That is just spam. I don't know what the read. Yeah, what is the cue of that? Not too sure, but it catches.
Bisa yo.
No idea. Counterplay on the other side of the map as Aspas and Kawansin take A away.
One of the first itu tamat ya bang, kan ada versi solonya guys nanti guys. Aku main yang hard ya.
They've got 3 players leaning on the A side. What is this clash?
Aduh, Stax nge-whip anjing.
Wins the fight on 8 health.
But Stax has got to call a reactive push into B right now. He knows there's max 2 players there. And Tui's put under incredible pressure.
Indeed he has still. Will a headshot be available to him? Gets the one, Buzz good to trade it. Sight cracked open, wide, less. Back in position, into heaven. But now you're playing right into this Viper's pit. Still 3 players available. Full out, dropping down already. Aspas with the knives. Flash down, Kawazin buys time, Mako found, no more pit. Crossfire, has to be good. Nice. Dropping, Buzz for the ace. Will it be the finalization? Will he be the finisher? Less, so much to do. And just buying time with a showstopper. Putting it off the clock. RB, what a finish. DRX are not done yet.
Gila DRX bro, rapi banget nih bos.
There's still life in this squad. We've seen it before. You cannot count them out. They looked outclassed in the first 2 maps. A massive difference, a tier gap almost. But we've seen it before. Lower bracket final of champions. We've seen it in their run even here. That once you knock the RX, this squad, now tempered by experience, have got more to give. Fracture's going to be another opportunity for Loud to close things out 3-1. The double duelists were expecting to come back out and play again, but it did not work here.
Bisa yuk, 2 sama yuk. Ke reserve sweep yuk.
A real tested DRX squad, the history of this team dating all the way back when they were known as Vision Strikers. They do not want to let that opportunity slip. They've never been to that grand finals at the global events. That's what they have been hunting for. At least one step closer being able to fight back.
Aspas is still putting on insane performances, by the way.
Ini Aspas dari beberapa map gila banget dah.
This time it didn't matter. They shut down.
Mainnya tuh gak ada jeleknya bro.
It's the game plan of DRX that was just far too good. Can't overcome it. That's going to do it for this map. Do not go anywhere because you do not want to miss the rest of this series.
Gila nih bos, Korea nih bos, gila. Oni. Oke. Coba lihat ini ya. Lihat siapa ya, lihat tarik, coba lihat tarik.
Don't mind me.
Dia pakai apa cuy ya? Pakai laptop ya guys ya?
Surprised I'm not sweating that much yet. It is fucking hot in here, I'm not gonna lie. I've got my, let me show you guys my baby fan. I don't know if I can show you. I can't show you, dude. Check it out. This is my, see my fan? This is what they gave us. And then the PC has got the master fan. And let me see if I can show you guys that. No.
Gila, tarik nomor 1 lah ya sekarang Valorant influencer guys. Ngeri coy, 2,5 M yang nonton segini anjir.
You guys want to see the upper cam? Oh fuck, how do I reset this? Transform.
Ah, ini Minecraft ini bro.
No.
Oh, ini lagi Squidcraft guys, no!
Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook.
Aku nggak nonton lagi cuy. Nggak apa-apa. Itu kan Squidcraft kan itu kan yang kalian bisa maksud kan? Itu apa sih guys? Jadi turnamennya itu literally ada jamnya gitu ya? Ada jamnya dan dia tuh kelarnya lama ya? Ya nggak sih? Ngeri juga itu ya turnamen ya. Keren ya, keren ya. Keren ya guys, buat apa? Apa si ini coy, siapa si apa orang luar coy bikin gitu guys. Gue kemarin nonton soalnya guys, itu gue nonton lama tuh 2 jam aja gue nontonin Squidcraft itu guys. Gue bilang ada nggak ya, nggak di, gue mikir ada nggak ya di Indo, ternyata emang server luar dan banyakan tuh orang-orang Spanyol ya yang main. Nontonin siapa ya kemarin gue nontonin banyak guys. Nontonin si SQC kemarin gue. Seru gitu loh, emang roundnya tuh lama. Mereka nggak bisa kayak bikin room sendiri gitu, nggak bisa. Mereka ikutin waktunya jam segini main, lu harus ada di situ ya nggak sih? Keren gitu loh, dia buatnya bener-bener real gitu loh. Apakah beneran hadiahnya real guys? Jangan-jangan hadiahnya real lagi? Jangan-jangan. Jangan-jangan bro. Kalau hadiahnya real sih GG ya. Itu real hadiahnya. 100k dolar ya? Iya cok. Oh, gila sih hadiahnya real sih bro. Kalau ikut sih bisa menang cok. Nggak juga sih, pasti orang Dream aja ikut guys. Dream anjir cok, Dream aja ikut cok. Speedrunnernya MC aja ikut guys. Masa gue menang anjing lawan Dream? Yang bener aja anjir. Cok, gue ngeliat kemarin, gue liat streamnya Dream aja ikut guys. Itu kayak terus Dream aja ikut. Andai kan finalisnya 10 orang, 5 orang gitu, nggak mungkin gue bisa menang guys. Hoki apa gue hari itu? Dan itu bener-bener streamer besar semua yang ikut ya kayaknya. Ikut vape apa yuk? Pakai Cosmopolitan. Rasa sirsak. Dream siapa bang? Dream ini cow, raja speedrun. Artinya cuma 1 match doang guys, tapi WO5. Yang nyari yang 3 duluan yang menang. Ini kalau misalnya DRX ketinggalan awal-awal udah susah ya. Gue udah bisa bilang susah sih cow. Kita harus berharap DRX ini bisa kayak take control langsung kayak lumayan inilah. Kecil amat anjing. Thank you bro donasinya bro. Thank you Rio Kanibal. Kalau misalnya kayak misalnya lo tiba-tiba kayak 5-2 awal-awal atau 6-2 gitu, ada berat sih. Ngejar susah bro. Soalnya emang mentalnya udah ketempel coy, susah coy. Minimal tuh mereka harus dapat kayak owning lah si DRX nih. Yang kalah pulang bang, iya. Ini nggak ada kesempatan kedua, nggak ada bro. Nah, lihat caster itu tuh yang Michael suka mimi tuh.
That's what we're talking about when we talk about mounting the reverse sweep. Never happened before in international Valorant history. But we might just be on the path to it.
It could be the day. This was a major rally back here from the side of DRX, once again showing that mental perseverance is still in full force. Still though, loud, looking terrifying. Aspas in particular, still somebody who very much needs to be accounted for as we move forward in the series, because even in that loss, he was dropping some significant numbers.
It looks like one sleeve at a time for you, Seth. You're very, very hesitant to get back on the DRX.
We get that 2-2 score line. Who knows? Maybe I'll be wearing this bad boy.
I want to go back.
Iya, gue lucu banget itu ya.
That guy was still out of control and it's kind of
gila,
insane.
ACS-nya ini orang berapa sih guys? Gue penasaran, coba lihat ACS yuk. Ini Aspas sih gila sih bro.
and 1. I love that call out because Mimi, it all started on the defensive half for DRX. It was Mako and Stacks holding sights.
Yeah, thus far we have not really seen this double duelist, double dive composition tested on the attacking side for Loud. But DRX did such a good job at shutting down these side executes, and those 2 players you call out were
Lu lihat guys ya, lu lihat ya. Lihat ya di match ini guys ya. Bro, 366 24-9.
I mean, it's like countless 1vx situations that these guys are
354.
I think the rest of the team saw that RB was clutching up. He was dominating the leaderboard, and they said, okay, you know what, let's get involved a little bit here, boys. And they were able to rally back. But this also goes back to something that SK Rossi was saying on the desk.
295. Ini orang sakit loh, 3 map ACC nggak pernah. Tunggu 300 semua anjir.
Stacks was stepping up here in this map. The rest of the team leveling up. Buzz having a very strong performance overall in the Rays. It's a good sign.
Yeah, it is a really good sign for them as well. And for Loud, it felt like this is
ACC 258 coy dia cok.
Throughout this series. Map 1, map 2, their game plan went perfectly to plan. DRX was dismantled. Here they get a little stunted in this one.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to what Josh was saying.
ACC hampir 300 guys ya, 10 kali main cok. Tapi dia full jet anjir mainnya cok, dia nggak ada agent lain guys. Konsisten banget nih orang ya.
But the response out of DRX has been exceptional. You mentioned how much better Buzz played. He wasn't top fragging, but he looked so much more
ACS tuh kayak skornya dia lah.
Now, of course, DRX set themselves up beautifully in the first half.
400.000 sih, anjing yang ngeliat nonton sih banyak sih bro.
Yeah, they were building back into this one in the second half. They had quite a few good rounds for Loud. The fast retakes were great, and then this round just went to chaos. Players from Loud making individual plays.
Gua sih dia sekarang lagi bersinar banget tahun ini guys.
That's where it felt like DRX got back in control of this game.
Map ini habisnya apa coy ya? Fracture ya? Fracture kayaknya Jet jarang deh.
It was also another major momentum shift because that
wah, itu pakai seragam DRX tuh yang tengah tuh.
But DRX during that timeout communicating with their own team, they were go ahead and just set up for the play. It got a little bit messy, but the rush to go straight up through Mail with that raise, that entry was clean, and that really set the stage for the rest of the round to go the way of DRX.
Looking like a different team coming out of map 3 and heading into map 4. It's starting to feel like anything's possible again, Doug. But how do you think about the approach here to Fracture?
Terakhir ya.
It's a map that we've seen both teams on.
Gua nggak tahu sih si Aspas di Fracture pakai apa ya. Jet kah, Race kah? Kayaknya Jet nggak bagus deh di Fracture cu. Kurang deh kayaknya. Bisa, cuman kurang aja gitu. Udah ngepick tuh. Stax pakai Fade.
They're very comfortable in these situations, and the truth is, I think there's a lot of similarities to how Split and Fracture play, as far as how you want to play in Chaos. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Here's my big question, though. Buzz, he was playing the Rays, going up against Talon. Do we see a readjustment? Everyone's been begging to see RB back on the Neon. I myself am looking for it, and this is a trend in the right direction. Buzz coming out with
dua inisiator.
No way. Prime Gaming agent select.
Nggak pakai duelis.
Throw some curveballs here.
Oh, Neon bener HLB Neon, cok.
They're making that pivot. This is going to be really
interesting. Aspas Jet lagi, cok, anjir.
With the same game plan. Another one of these double dive comps. It got shut down last map.
Thank you, Marie. Nggak capek bang, bisa live lagi. Ya, gimana ya?
Have not done just yet at this tournament, and it works really, really well. But
Jet lagi kan tetap cok anjing. Dia nggak bisa pakai dia kayak fokus satu agent aja sih kayaknya.
There's been this expectation that he falls flat in big matches. I think he's disproved it thus far at this.
Tapi bener sih guys, yang kita ngomong ya guys ya. Kayak misalnya kita nggak lihat ya guys ya. Ada satu hal di mana misalnya itu bisa outplay orang guys ya. Kenapa? Karena di saat lu bisa pakai agent, waduh ada Napos, dengarlah, kau tinggal karena kami. Mengapa kita bisa? Nggak, jadi kita kemarin tuh ngeliat guys. Jadi kayak kalau orang ya guys ya, kalau di MOBA sama lah kayak di MOBA guys ya. Seorang nge-spam satu agent terus nggak ganti-ganti agent, otomatis dia bakal memastery agent itu semaster mungkin ya menurut gua guys ya. Menurut gua guys. That's why mungkin emang salah satu kenapa dia konsisten pakai Jetnya, karena dia nggak pernah ganti agent bro. Jet sampai mampus Jet itu kayak hitungannya Bang Pacol pakai Mia 2000 match udah gitu aja sih. Sama lah gitu. Jadi dia bakal maksimalin performa dia pakai Jet itu guys.
I'm just hoping that it's
Maksimal betul.
practiced enough, because in the run-up to this tournament, they won't have been running this comp. They were playing with Foxy9, presumably. He was on the duelist. So maybe they have 10 days of getting back in touch with this comp.
An explosive beginning for Loud. Really separating Asos from the rest of his team. Shorty, way up, flash play, a little bit behind his back, jiggling, and well, goodbye Aspas. Final boss dealt with. That will go down though.
Ya, mereka bakal pause play-nya banyak, Cok. Mereka ada granat, ini nanti dipakai. Ada flash 1.
Absolutely critical. Zest, so unaware of it, but just can't quite get a sideline. The angle, Zest, right behind him.
Waduh.
That doesn't kill him. Another fight to be taken though, stun through the choke point, all lining up there for the frenzy, and that's exactly where it thrives. Stun is good though. Jumping, wiggling, but the defuse just goes off with no problems.
Very nice retake from DRX. Pulling a page out of Loud's book there. Pushing
Bas
players
Giljo ya,
deep,
Bas pakai Giljo kok.
with
Jago lah
RB,
tuh.
the stun bolts coming out in order to make space for
Soalnya
the
Bas nggak bisa
spike
neon deh
to
kayaknya.
be stuck. Very well done. And I would expect to, based what we saw on Split, for DRX to
Mako, anjir.
sometimes
Kill
allow
dua,
the
anjir.
duelists onto the site and try and push through the smokes to collapse on everybody else. That's roughly speaking
Apa lu?
their game plan on the defense side
Oke,
of Split.
ini habis ambil banyak ya.
Allow the duelists to do whatever they like, but crunch down on the rest of the players.
Wah, diras bro arcade-nya.
No force buy from Loud, allowing DRX to pick up another pistol.
See if they can keep this one moving. Players are low and the util set down onto the sides. Okay,
Anjir.
Laz. He's dealt with. Did make it that
Dapat
much more
dua
scrappy
anjing.
though.
The fuck.
A bit more scary
Ini
as
Loud
well.
ngeri banget ya.
Backing into the corner. Aftershock. It's going to be used here. Kawazin committing that plan, but he will
Oke,
fall.
tinggal satu.
Perfect timing.
Yang penting ada plan,
from the
bro.
grandfather of Breach.
So 2 years with the most to do.
Wah, anjir gila.
Sees round the back.
Hampir dapat dua tuh dia.
But Arby's there with a trade. And okay, listen, not the cleanest anti eco in the world, but starting with 2 of their players, and so far.
RB, let's go. Halo Stepma, lu jagoin yang mana bang? Aku jagoin DRX, silakan cahaya Asia guys. Cahaya Asia seperti Son ya. Anjir nih, Les ngeri banget ya. Duar. 2 headshot bro, 2 peluru bro.
Do you do something aggressive? You can certainly push the Neon out of tree, try and push them out through halls. There are many players go through a north side.
Game 5 bang, dak dikduk nggak tahu sih, let's see.
That you can look at.
Did they even opt into buying as well? That's what I'm wondering. I know there was only 2 players surviving. So
Certainly looks like RB's going to go for this, right?
yeah. Fast play now.
Bonus round ya.
Flash over the top, stun as well, supplements it, but pound for pound, going to be
Nggak
finding
dapet
it
ya.
and a fight to be taken.
RB
You
nge-whip,
just don't
Cok. Tuh kalau
quite
headshot
have the
satu orang
range of
mati
that
tuh
one,
harusnya.
RB. Less. Once more, trying to meet the match. DRX with that double swing, double face, but a lot of utility being used now. That does push back Loud.
Not even the nanoswarms, but actually an aftershock from Stacks,
Okay.
scaring them off.
Ini udah pasti kalah sih mereka. Mereka kalah utility guys. Kalah util mah kalah senjata bro. Itu.
Decent position to still try and fight this.
Smoke drop main is a fast reposition. They take control of. That's going to be the name of their game, and well, back to it. Hopefully, no more. We'll see though. Fight taking place.
Kenapa nih?
Kawazin winning it out, and the rifles really do just come out on top. That's going to be the difference maker.
Kenapa cok?
Loud with a
Mulai gitu
commanding
guys.
presence.
Wah jauh banget coba.
Any damage here is good for Buzz, of course. But I think
Udah 2 lah Bas, saya Bas,
really
bisa
when
Bas.
you're looking at their defense side, it's about finding those opportunities to get up and get aggressive. I think especially on B, when you're looking at the positioning of the defenders, like somebody like Stacks, right? He's been playing Canteen, using his aftershock. And I think if Loud go for some full execs onto B, you'll see Stacks flashing through smokes and trying to support
Nanti lah Bas.
Buzz, who's anchoring hard. Early days in this map, still so many different directions that it can go.
Yeah. Buzz going down to the spikes, so
Oke,
denying
matiin Bas.
any potential orbs. Quite important.
Gila kalah senjata cok, nggak bisa kill sama sekali ya mereka ya.
It's quite easy to claim up those orbs anyway. We'll see
Duitnya
if
bakal
they
ke build
do
dikit
that.
nih guys, Loud guys. Loud bisa beli 2 round ya.
Area of the map.
Kalau kalah bisa beli lagi abis ini guys. Oke, mereka beli nih.
Bit of a difference here in how Loud
Utilnya
are set up.
aman, Bas
Over
doang
towards
yang
arcade.
utilnya nggak full.
4 of their players. And one of the risks, actually, of having less play Killjoy in this map is that it's quite easy to get crunched. I wonder if RB's going to apply some pressure and push out of holes here, but it doesn't look too aggressive. Instead, the action is going to be over here.
Yeah. Rapid take now of all this space. Rolling Thunder pushes all the way through onto the side.
Gila, ngerasnya begitu mereka ya.
Look at the nanoswarm setups though, Brad. As soon as this alarm bot gets found, and Mako's just got his ult off the back of that kill.
Beautiful kill onto left there. Plant wall still goes down, but yeah, there's the wall and nanoswarms at the back, preventing anybody from taking up that space. Reclear.
I am so surprised that they allowed the plant to go down. Maybe they thought the plant had been disrupted by the nanoswarm setup.
Maybe they wanted to refight this one. Orbital strike in the hands of Mako. Space taken. Couple of players falling quite low. After shock as well. Aspas off angle.
Nice!
Wow! No way! Buzz just revealing an elbow, but it's more than enough now. Sticking all the way through. Counter spam in action. Half on the defuse. And there is utility there. But already is enough damage done. Orbital strike trying to disrupt it. 2 years of it online. It's all up to RB. Taps it. Trying to force the fight. 60 up. Gets it. Does he have time? Does he have enough? It's half on the defuse. Oh my God!
Heartbreak for DRX, and THOR's with the play that wins them the round. A pivotal one at that, as it drops DRX's economy back down into the dust. Take a look at these moments, good counter spam, but it's the couple of kills that THOR's gets. 3.
Gila, mereka berapa ulti? 2 ulti anjing loh.
His ult online. And with 4 milliseconds the difference.
Just insane. That's a backbreaking round if you're DRX. You needed that for the swing of the economy. Instead, now it's your team that's been pushed onto the back foot, onto the wing goodbye once more.
Same play again.
Yeah, Loud, not relenting, are they? So much util, faster play. RB forced to pull out the ultimate overdrive. Oh my goodness. Adjustment of the aim. It is Chaos though. Inside the smokes. DRX hunting for any and all advantages. Mako does have the rifle, but it's got to be handed an easy kill. Spam down. Just trying to get out of there, it seems.
Sadak's plant gets his ult online. That's going to be useful for the next. I don't see Mako winning a 1v4. Not from this position.
Bangsat.
Seems very, very unlikely.
Gamenya apa bang? Kok di Play Store nggak ada? Bukan di Play Store, Cok.
The DRX are going to have to make an adjustment to deal with this 4-1 arcade push. There's only a single player less coming from the bottom side, coming through tree.
Come on lah.
And the double duelist comp is just bursting through arcade. There's a lot of things that DRX could do. You know, one holding heaven, one behind the box, run some kind of double face like that. But I think what DRX are worried about is that, sure, they go 2 for 2 in that situation, but then they lose the sight.
That becomes the problem. Mako cowering.
Thank you, bro, die. Ini final bang, bukan final. Trampolin babi. Semifinal ini.
Just throw Sadak's ult behind it, and it's gonna make DRX
very cautious. Nggak boleh kalah guys. Itu 3 aja guys, 93 ya, 93 yuk. Lu kuat bro, aduh. Tapi emang Fracture tuh map attacker banget guys. Soalnya tuh akses masuknya tuh banyak banget guys.
Yeah, but this time on the opposite side by the look of things, right?
Kalau mereka cari dapat setnya tuh yang nggak dijaga, susah sih. Nanti mati nih. Si Bas mati bro.
Les for the first time is actually going to be pressured.
Start taken care of. Les goes down in the middle of all of this one. Sadak though, pushing forwards.
Dari space dia buat dapat info.
Run out there, not finding an easy target, and there we go. Let's it rip eventually. Straight into halls, but
Oke, 2 orang low tapi sih guys.
Spike is gonna go down. Planted.
I'm kind of confused why Mako isn't using his ult to try and create some pressure here. They're just letting Loud get into post plants for free.
Locked down close though. Maybe anticipating they're gonna be fighting. Mako once more. This guy with a rifle in his hands. He's a menace. Lockdown's gonna be destroyed. That bails out.
Thank you, Asu.
They know it. He's dealt with down to 2 years. We've seen this rookie player really step up to the challenge, step up to the task time and time again, but that might be a little bit too much to ask of him in a 1v4.
Malam guys, selamat pagi dong. Udah jam 3
so
loh.
DRX managed to pull off the retake there. again, without using orbital strike, just investing the lockdown that pushes the Loud players into uncomfortable spots.
Gaya klasiko bang, tidak bisa guys lagi nobar nih bro.
This kill is gorgeous. I mean, how on earth he gets that? I thought it was a random spam through the smoke looking at the minimap, but that's almost more impressive.
Yeah, not quite.
What the hell is that, bro?
I think they might want to be doing that more. If they realize that Les is playing on his own on the south side of the map,
what the fuck is that, man?
Again. Les is the only player at the bottom of the map. If they do crunches, south
Kalau
side,
3 sama bro.
Les is not going to be able to hold on, and a lot of the time he's
Ya
not
harus
going to
menang
be
lagi
able
guys,
to escape on the road.
biar kebalik duitnya.
Big ultimates to deny the plan.
Oke, ada 2 ulti guys, Stax ulti dan ulti ya, tapi Chuanjin bakal punya.
Hunting for Les once again in halls.
Ball's going to get broken. That's across there with a satchel, stunned up though, Zest. At top, is there going to be the common spam angle? Aspas.
Nice banget.
And eventually will fall there. No one was able to get into the site.
Nice defense, nice defense.
Les is creeping his way through. Good timing. And the Prowler nerfed.
Spot him. Seems like Zest is aware though, it's a jiggle. He knows that didn't get a good clearance. And Loud, wait it out, bide the time.
Les just can't get value out of his ult. I mean, I think this is what Mako's saving it for, right? The orbital strike is their big counter to Les's lockdown. So, I think you're going to see that. Oh, what a shot from RB!
And this guy on the neon, just unleashed.
Nice! Kayak miskin mereka, Cok.
Flawless round for DRX, 5 surviving. The bank continues to build. And they're going to be happy, they're going to be pleased with this one.
Great stuff. This round, though, Sadak going ahead of the play, causing himself to get completely isolated there. A free pick that nobody could trade.
Cahaya Asia bisa guys, cahaya Asia guys. Oke. Neon bakal punya ini guys.
Another fight.
But this time, a lot of players ready for it on the south side.
Yeah. How's it going to be the response from Loud? Aspas, Blade Storm, good flash.
Look how quickly they bail as soon as they realize the breach is there. Okay, it's not just Les this time. We don't want any part of it.
Oke, mereka bakal ulti guys. Chuanjin ada ulti ya. Les juga ada ulti. 2 ulti mereka. Waduh, Aspas masuknya gampang banget.
Crawling, they don't know his position. Mako! And yeah, so unaware of that. Rifle picked up. It's time.
Wah, flanking guys.
Dangerous.
Ada Sadak di belakang.
This puts Sadak on the lurk. And he's got a great timing. I mean, they've got double lurk going on here. This retake could be too fast.
Rolling Thunder for Rolling Thunder, pushes them back in the cloud burst. There's no way Aspas gets one. But it was the kill, was traded. Sadak reflanking through, spray down by Zest. But still, tall up to him. Spike planted. What
Thank you, Ken. Aduh.
Fantastic movement.
Sama anjing.
Great control. Kawanzine pulled magical rounds out. I'm thinking back to their game against NRG, round 24, the 3K that Kawanzine found for them. All of these players are so comfortable on Fracture. But there, in a broken buy kind of situation, again, risks being taken by Loud. The call made by Sadak or Aspas to try and contact in through B main.
Mako nyimpen ulti guys, buat Les ya.
And Buzz is using an operator. That is unusual, but he might spot Aspas.
Yeah.
You just don't anticipate this.
Contact play. Well, head taken straight off.
Great idea from Buzz. He's gonna be in an uncomfortable spot if they actually close around him, but he might be good for a couple.
Yeah, especially if they keep contacting into this one.
What a shot!
Oh my goodness. There, Pixel handed to him there. I mean, just.
Wah, nggak bisa bahas mati nih.
Still claims 2 kills now. We'll see what happens here. In tower, pushing forwards, and Flash gives the perfect timing, but still, the fact that he's hitting them, nevertheless, so impressive. Prowler in the smoke.
Aduh, udah satu HP tuh.
Lucky to get out alive. Down to 16.
The Buzz repositions to try to hit another absurd shot.
Si Les nggak dikasih main guys. Dia nggak bisa ulti.
And all is quiet in Sao Paulo.
And DRX not even having to use many ultimates to be able to get these rounds on the board. Buzz has just handed them that one out of incredibly skilled offing.
You're exactly right, Josh. You just don't expect the operator to be picked up.
No, not with this composition. The
Buzz
Neon
is good
doesn't
for
really
it, but
op.
yeah, the Neon's not going to be opping, so really no suitable targets.
And we didn't spot it there, but I've got to assume that Buzz probably has a shorty as well. Oh, bit whiffy there from TWOEs.
A round win
Nice.
for DRX, 5-4.
Ya kasih senjata.
And they take every weapon out of the hands of Loud.
Oke.
It's quite important, actually, because it puts Aspas in a spot where he can't afford another rifle. Let's take another look at this incredible opping, though. Wow!
Oh my god!
Just the barest sliver of less showing.
Anjir, kena lagi tangannya, bro.
The reaction times to get that. And also Kawanzin peeking just a hair before his
Tangannya, Cok, kena, Cok. Jari jempol kena, guys. Jempol, guys.
That is insanity.
Amazing skill from Buzz.
I gotta give massive credit as well, though, to this DRX squad, because listen, Army's Neon's been good in the past. Okay, fair enough. But he comes into this role.
Siapa itu Sachi apa Pankata udah nggak ada, kocak.
In these big moments, these big games, he couldn't quite live up to the expectations.
Very true.
And as well as that, Buzz has been able to keep up a consistent performance, despite the fact that now he's playing the Killjoy. He's played it before. He's been good on every role. But you
Killjoy tapi OP ya, anjing juga ya.
But it's just been strength for strength.
Aspas sudah melempem nih, guys, di map ini, guys. Soalnya emang susah, guys. Jet di map ini tuh kurang gitu loh.
Has been fixed on DRX. They have overcome their demons. They did it at Champs, and they're showcasing it again here. RB has gone from a player who crumbles in every big match to leading the tournament in clutches and being 10-4 when he's asked to step up on Neon in possibly the biggest map of his tournament life. The biggest map of his career, perhaps. And yeah, for Buzz to rebound too, that just speaks to his mental fortitude after getting bullied map 1.
Yeah, just battered.
So here's another spot where RB's going to look to go aggressive towards Tree. And you're going to get kind of like a cycling effect on the map as DRX push down here.
Yeah, but there's no time wasted yet still. Les tries to hold that one down. Okay, in exchange as well.
Wait, but Buzz went 1 for 1, and the rest of Loud come through. Do they know that Stax is here?
Push into the corner. Stax is gifted that one.
But this is Chaos as well.
It is Chaos.
Look at Aspas and TWOEs.
Maneuvering, taking that space into their spawn. They got to know that the pinch was happening on the south side, so a call is made.
Zest uses his Nightbot to get information, and it's going to allow them to get a slightly earlier rotate. Does that help him take the duel against Aspas?
He's got to be careful with this one.
Nice!
No, can't win it out.
Weapon diff, though.
Exactly. The economy playing a crucial element in this one. Stax just walking, strolling. A jaunt in the park is what it feels like as he was approaching Dish. And now they can take their time with it.
And I'm telling you, Brent, DRX have figured this out.
Yuk, 8-4 yuk, 8-4 yuk.
Talked about how
8-4 menang Pistoron.
Is a
2 sama.
candidate to do a crunch on. And DRX are looking for it. You see how quickly they bailed a couple of rounds ago when they saw a breach flash. And this time they don't see anything, so they know it's only Les there with the turret. And even though Les goes 1 for 1, it helps DRX control so much of the map. Mako pushing out, punishing. And Loud are forced to play at such a high tempo, they make mistakes on their B hit, not accounting for stacks.
Reyna kenapa nggak dipakai, Bang? Susah, guys, Reyna, guys. Reyna tuh ability-nya tuh kayak kurang efektif ya, guys ya. Ada ulti 3 sih.
Investing fully, it's really weird.
Still Les holding on to that lockdown as well. Doesn't want to use it when Mako's alive because of the orbital strike just waiting in his back pocket.
I guess they are going to be able to buy next round, so this is just a straight-up save for Loud.
Playing for it.
But yeah, that's a great point, Brent. We haven't really seen a big ultimate clash yet. It's just a game of chicken.
Listen, if your opponents are scared to use your ultimates just because you're holding one, take that as a win.
In some sense, the ultimate value that Mako is getting here.
Yeah, exactly. At some point, you just have to use it and bite the bullet that you're going to be losing it. Lots of players though clashing now through sand, over the strike in a fault line, dash to the side. Reposition, RB stays alive, but into the cloud burst. Doubled up and play, and the guns are suited for it. Wow, he can't hit the spray down, and wow, just overwhelmed.
Ini aneh sih, Cok.
There's the value of the double duelist finally rearing its head. Completely overwhelming. Everybody is weak though, or rather, I should say Kawanzin and Sadak.
Doubled up though, that's a high-low setup. Very difficult to break. So Loud, critical round win for them when it was looking so damn unlikely. You consider where their economy was at.
Yeah, they get it on the half buy. And THOR is now pulling out 2 rounds where his orbital strike has been incredibly important. The double duelist, though, absolutely dominated Stax and Mako's setup. Both showcasing why, you know, maybe he likes to call it the double die, because they have that mobility to break crosshair placement.
Tapi bisa begitu anjing. Lompatnya kiri kanan, coba bingung tuh anjir. Tembak yang mana? Di smoke lagi. Main dalam smoke mereka coba berani banget anjir. Kalau main close range mereka main masuk dalam smoke. Waduh, ini Bas nggak mungkin sih dapat lagi sih.
He's hoping that he'll be gifted again. Another contact push.
Aduh anjing.
Okay.
Dangerous.
Yeah, and Kawazine lucky to get away with just a haircut there.
Taking tunnel makes it look like this is going to end in a B split, although DRX can't know that. It's a little risky though, because Loud never had any information towards the north side of the map. It's possible that RB could be right behind them in spawn.
Or grab though, that's going to be given that rolling thunder. Double satchel play and a lockdown used as a response immediately. Up close, stunned up though, Buzz.
Ya anjir, ultinya buat apa itu, sayang banget sih Bas anjing, berani banget dah.
And what is going to be that response from DRX? Mako trying to stay alive, he's aware that they're
6 sama anjing.
Lockdown, smack through. Man goes down and so does Stax. There's the lockdown.
Mako finally gets to use
it.
Finally gets to use it, and there we go. It will take it out, but a fight being taken. One after another. Sadak, beautiful placement, and a team to bail him out. That's a 6-6 half.
Itu Bas nggak bisa sih, coba ada ulti. Dia nggak lihat ada ulti ini sih bridge.
Between these two teams, nothing but 9 threes in the first 3 maps, and both teams bringing everything to fracture. Awesome response from Loud when it looked like things were spiraling out of control for them.
Duh, ini harus menang pistolan sih. Aspas sudah bau nih, 6-10 nih bro, bisa nih.
Once again another special interview.
Thank you very much, Sideshow and Bren. That's right, I'm joined by MCH right now, a streamer. You're doing a watch party. Talk me through what's happening. Are you having fun?
Yeah, are you entertained?
This is a very entertaining series. I actually wanted to ask you, because you're a caster, you're a streamer, you used to be a pro player as well. Right. These guys down there, you know, they were 2-0 up, and now there's a possibility of a potential reverse sweep. So talk me through the mentality of what they're going through, how, you know, they can close the series out without the reverse sweep coming in.
I think that when you are in the match, you kind of get zoned out of everything that is happening, and what I would think about is that you always have to be solving the next problem and not thinking about the big picture. Like, what's my next thing to do? What's the next thing that where I gotta go? What I gotta say to my teammates. So just like keeping your focus and not overthinking the whole thing, because this can get in your mind and you kind of lose focus.
How big of a buff do you think the crowd is? Because they're behind everything this team does, this Loud team does. Do you see that as like a 6th man, as a big buff?
Yeah, I do. I think that it's not like exactly what they may be saying or what they may be chanting, but I think that there's an energy that takes the venue and just like gives some energy to the players.
I think we can all feel it as well.
Yeah.
And lastly, you know, Loud, they've won a trophy before, but they didn't do it in Brazil. So how big of a deal, how much do you think it will mean to the fans and to everyone in the community if they are able to lift a trophy behind us right here?
Yeah, I think it would be really great, and it probably would be the first time for a Brazilian team to win a world match in Brazil. So a world championship in Brazil. So
we are
and it would be very special.
I hope it happens. Thank you so much for joining me.
I just want to send a shout out. Hey Tarek, do you remember Team 1 versus Cloud9?
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And have fun for the rest of your watch party. I'm going to toss this back to Sideshow and Bren and see if Loud can indeed close this out.
They're going to be hoping and praying that they can close it out here, because that momentum is starting to build behind a team like DRX.
Aspas cooldown bang, iya sih kayaknya.
To get back into this series.
Not at all. But I think a 6-6 half can go anywhere from here. I'm excited to see RB's Neon on the attack side though. Previously we've seen their composition work so cleanly behind that Neon engage. And it's not like Les is pulling out a Cypher to deal with it. You know, he's going to be able to get past the nanoswarms in all likelihood and put a lot of pressure on. And just looking at the minimap to start, DRX seem primed to try and challenge B early. Does RB have enough support here to get through Sadak?
Fault line close and across. Does he hit a skip and a dodge?
Spek PC.
Unlikely because he's got his back.
Ada banyak telat dari Frodi. Ya, siap.
He thought it was free. Thought it was available to
Nice,
them.
let's go.
Fantastic opening.
Nice,
and now
nice
the
plan,
plan
nice
is starting
plan.
to go down, but a fast play. Dash forwards into the smoke out and he opens spike plan.
Nice,
Denied, still
nice.
responding in kind.
Nice
DRX
attacker,
shutting
nice
down
pisoron.
that
Aduh.
approach. And it's up to Les. 1v3. Fully reloaded in the clip with the frenzy. Maybe he can do something still.
Ada post plan nggak sih? Nggak ada sih.
Buzz with this reposition. Not quite planted for him. Turret now. Tap of spike needs to try and bait out the positioning. It's good from Les. Doesn't open himself wide to the choke point.
Bas nih,
Takes the
bos.
fight anyway, and Buzz will win it. There's the pistol round, and DRX can get themselves at a fantastic start here in the second half.
Really important, imperative for DRX to pick up their second pistol in this map too. Getting both on the board is massive. And neither of these teams have been willing to force, go for it. Doesn't make too much sense from Loud in this point. You know, no plant money.
No plant
not really
money.
that many kills either, but just something interesting to note, because that pistol rounders always been able to be converted.
86, let's go.
Deciding against it, I thought.
86 guys, otomatis guys harusnya guys.
Trying to Marshall there, but no. He sold it. And a comp from DRX, RB is going to be at the forefront of all of these push attempts. The spearhead honed to a deadly level. Part of that being his movement, being able to weave in and out. And as you mentioned as well, Josh, you know, there's no trips there. Les is playing the Killjoy. There's nothing to slow him down.
No, RB will be extremely comfortable playing against the Killjoy setups, I think. And it's slow and patient for DRX, wondering when the duelists are going to get aggressive. Very safe setup from Buzz here.
A-nya kosong, bos.
He's heard that ult.
Yeah, being picked up makes him aware.
And I think that this is going to give a ton of info and mean Sadak's under a massive pressure.
Good nade, does split up the rest of DRX, so RB pretty far ahead, but buying the time, and well, Buzz. Oh my goodness, almost getting punished for that one.
Oh, that's...
Trigger discipline was there, after shock stun into the corner, gotta be backing out. Damage is definitely being done here, Molly at the feet.
It's a great molly.
Yeah, no one can push past this one, but Mako is taking a couple of stray shots, and damage is definitely being done still. Disrespecting it, moving forwards, flash play, dodging, juking, side to side. The guns are good just to make it a little bit more dangerous there, but 2 years doesn't quite pick up any of these weapons. This guy is currently making the most of his classic. Getting head after head.
What the hell is that,
RB
bro?
puts an end to it though.
Mantap, cuy, anjir. Klasiknya apaan anjing itu?
Composition is designed to work. It slowly prods around the map, gathering information about where Loud are, and if Loud decide to go for anything aggressive, they can instantly pivot in a different direction. Because the speed of that solo Neon is just as quick, if not quicker, than running the double duelist Jet Rays comp. Both teams are going to be able to turn swivel whenever they like. Stax is building up to his ult again as well. It's a game plan that they have in almost every map. Just get Stax the ults.
Vital now, though, Loud end up winning this one. Stun at the feet. Wow. Okay, RB.
Nice.
Doesn't even pick up the weapon. Instead, it's left down to Kawazine. Buzz still, he's worked his way into their spawn, and this is really just sowing that kind of chaos.
Let's go.
The Discord within the enemy ranks, and Loud.
Okay.
Silenced.
And I love this decision. Great pivot. Deciding to go all the way over to B. Kawazine has been a danger on this map before. You do not want to give him a chance at the 1v2.
DRX are going to be so happy with this situation. The bonus round for them, they picked up a couple of rifles, and now it's flipped entirely. Kawazine, everything on him, seeing what he can do. Saw the turret being set up though, so he's got to know the Buzz's position.
Let's go.
That's a little bit awkward though.
Laut kalah. Menang guys. Bonus roundnya menang bro ini bro.
Set up, look at this reposition. It's all on timing. That's what it all comes down to.
He knows that Buzz is somewhere in his spawn.
Yep.
But that doesn't make it any easier to deal with.
So just trying to clear it out. Horn across. Lovely flick of the wrist. 3 in the round. But a tap on a spike. And this is ice cold from Zest. He doesn't overpeak it. Getting back on. The wider swing is impeccable. And Zest, that's a shutdown.
That really is ice cold though, Brent. Not even thinking for a moment that Kawan team could be sticking it.
Yeah.
Let's go, Zest. Bonus round nih, bos. Miskin lu, bro. Nih, Bas GG banget sih anjing dapat 2, 3 ya.
But I think it showed a couple of things that
Aspas mati sama si Bas.
DRX are willing to push spawn if they need to. And that RB's still got it on the Neon. I was a bit worried when he slid into, I think it was 2Es to begin with. But his reposition after the stun was perfect.
And that horn is just immaculate. Reveals Aspas, pushes him back, another stun as well. Lands its way across, he's close, Zest will fall. You can't let this get any more out of hand if you are DRX. You've been handed a great opportunity to secure that 10 round.
Gak mungkin dong kena ini dong, kena eco dong.
Wall in their faces.
Apa sih?
Seem to be aware of it. 2 players waiting for him and he's put that ult online. Exchange 1 for another, back and forth. Aftershock as well in tower. Moves forwards though, Mako.
With his ult.
Trying to get out of there, and yeah, he's got it online. He can buy the time for it, but they've handed over the rifle still. Sadek and 2Es, they don't have them. Running backwards, tap at a spike. Over a strike just to make sure that nobody is on it, and Mako's so damn diligent. That's watched for. Sadek taps it, spam into the smoke, not offered an easy angle, not offered an easy kill. Beautiful play by Mako, 4 in the round.
Showcasing there why people have him, myself included, as the best smokes player in the world. 16 and 8 on the map, and finding so many moments to have impact. All of the util beautiful as well. Don't know if you caught it, but a little stim beacon play to be able to get both of those kills. Crazy stuff. Always sets himself up to be favored.
Abis mereka, Cok.
Great player, and now the pressure really is on Loud. Notable too that Aspas, after having a greatest of all time potential performance across the first 3 maps in a BO5, map 4 comes around, and suddenly he's not quite able to have the value that he was showcasing earlier. 6 and 14.
It has slipped. Forcing out that final timeout now for Loud. Yeah, you can feel it. They really did just glide their way through those first 2 maps in this, but listen, this part of the tournament, lock-in, it's not just that pressure and heat rising, but it just gets that much more difficult. Best of 5s from here on out. Your map pool really getting pushed, and not only that, just the mental game.
Bisa.
Can you hold on? Can you close out a series in this fashion?
Aspas picks up the operator. It's a great tool to have if you're not facing the tip of the spear from DRX. He'll be able to find people that are playing slowly on the opposite side of the map. But if he comes up against the relay bolts, the stun from stacks, he just can't hold on.
No.
And I think he's picked incorrectly again. He was forced out of position last time when he was defending B.
It feels uncertain.
I just don't think he's going to get an opportunity. Look at the utility.
Yeah, that recon bolt is immaculate. Pushes him back, stunned up. Inside it! No way!
Clearly I underestimated Aspas.
One way to shut it down, but goodness gracious me. DRX not letting anything get unsaid and undone. And
Let's go!
Take there of Halls. 2 kills for Mako. He has been the difference maker. He is almost there for a bit of a play. 2 for the price of 1, but no, traded. So it's that 3v2, and Aspas forced to retake with the op in a forward position. Lockdown's there though. This time nothing to break it.
Masih banyak space tapi dianya bro aman.
Out wide. There is a gap at the back of the site where players are not going to be caught by that lockdown, but the pressure's on less. He has to take this timing, but util out in his hands and just so unaware.
Doesn't think there could be anybody backside. Despite his lockdown leaving that little gap. Only assuming that there was one.
Ridiculous
way to open the round. But in the midst of all of this, it wasn't really a heavy commitment. You can see here that that entire play was to bait this kind of reaction. RB is sent in as a distraction while the rest of the team just holds for the flank. DRX are one step ahead, and they look right back where they were at the top of the world on Fracture. This team with their fast play and Na'Vi with their slow play, both looking insane.
Horde spotting! No bailout. Nana Swarms though, that's an adjustment. This time placing it at that connector, making sure that he can't get away with it.
Another fast flank coming up behind Mako.
But will Mako contain?
Lihat bro, Mako nih bos.
And he's favored.
He's normally so good.
Rifle nade though, well, it's going to push him away. Yeah, okay.
Ada Buzz dia di bawah.
A Buzz just comes to help.
Yep, straight from tunnel.
It was a half by round from Loud, so they are kind of playing to get to OT. But it's going to take them 6 rounds in a row to get there.
And that's
Mako ngeri
DRX
banget ya
finding
anjing.
themselves on map point.
Ini orang makannya apa sih guys, Mako guys?
Question, could DRX do it? Could they do it again? Bringing a top contender to that 5th and final map, could they get that reverse sweep started?
Essen sih bisa ya kayaknya ya. Aspas, Essen masih gentle gitu sih.
To that map number 5, so still anyone's game, but this is a DRX that's been tested. They've been prodded.
Wah, ini orang gila sakit, Cok.
An amazing answer back.
And once more, map 3, map 4, Mako is
2-9 anjing smoker.
Every spot on this map, Mako owns it.
Just always seems to be the playmaker. And even when not as well, containing safe hands from him to be able to finalize, close out rounds without too much danger.
Another great timing here from DRX, who have all the ults in the world to play with.
Oke, santai 4 ulti guys. DRX 4 ulti ya kali gak bisa.
It could be real. They have their pick of the litter, controlling so much of the map. And now Loud prod back towards halls. They don't want to overstep themselves though, because that's where Mako is. Feeding yourself into the sharks more, well, they know exactly what that feels like.
Aspas with the knives, that's what they're worried about. Blade Storm, Nightfall. Scatters, lays waste. I don't think it tags onto anybody. Still, the sun will catch onto this target. Aspas disrespects it.
Okay, chill.
Eventually dashes back,
Aspas
but it is just going to be
Flash
that
agak low.
play. 2 years 4, still reflank attempt. Mako close, stuns there. Wants the refi positioning.
Aduh!
Revealed, beautiful by Kawazine. Down to Zest, and cannot withstand that. Not when the Blade Storm's in his face.
Finally, the flank finds value. And nice work from Aspas playing around it too. I was amazed at how accurate the relay bolt is. I'm just in awe whenever I watch RB play Neon. But it's this play that really wins things for them, right? Being able to evade the utility, and also Stax and Mako not really fighting together in the way that we've seen them before.
Nah, duit mereka banyak guys. Bas OP nggak tuh anjing.
Can they do
Oh, tim masih ada 3 nih.
At some point here, surely the ultimate economy is just going to become overwhelming for DRX. Loud not only need to win rounds, but they need to win them and draw out ults from DRX at the same time.
Looks like a heavy fight. What are they waiting for? Fault line, push them back. RB taking all that space, right past the boom bot. Glides through. That's that 1-for-1, so contained. Kawazine will get that trade.
It takes some of the punch, some of the sting out from DRX's exec. The wall, for example. Mako might have to save
Bisa guys.
just to do that. And the spike makes the intrepid trip over the pit as the rest of DRX regroup around the bottom side. So this to me looks like they're going to try and go through sand. It doesn't require as many, smokes, angles being cut off. You don't have to be as
Nanti masih besok ya. Ayo punya 2 ulti boy. 2 ulti boy. Stacks 2 poin lagi, ambil Stacks ambil tuh, harusnya Stacks ambil.
Kawazine just playing for that retake. Does have his rolling thunder though. That can disrupt this plant. Call made by DRX to just contact. Smokes drop down though. That's going to signal it. Fault line. Ready and waiting, held. There we go. It's an orbital strike into the fault line. And
Ngeplan.
2 kills.
But an instant response. Buzz realizes he has a free lockdown and puts it around. This was the mind game that was happening in the first half. A different option being chosen for 2Es.
Still so hard for them, isn't it? Mako looks like he's playing a post-plant lineup there. Yep, Molly's going to be coming over.
And he has the ult too.
The onus is on Buzz to buy time here. He has to be the difference maker. 1 kill found, 2nd found. 2 years with the trade, and the orbital strike held. Molly's good for it. Mako Holding, listening, waiting for that sound cue. And he knows it precisely. Right in his head. And there you have it. Silence sweeps across the stadium. And Mako will not be denied
anjing
that
Mako,
fifth
cok.
map.
Lihat Mako, cok, anjing cheese banget sih.
Immaculate play. Unbelievable. The layers of the post-plant utility to be able to win that in a 2v4. Buzz and Mako combining together, the top of the scoreboard as DRX walk off. And that is a confident swagger to their step. And take a look at this. Even if 2E's got onto it, there was no chance. Checkmated.
Anjir masih nembak kena lagi anjing. Ini orang gokil bro, gondrong gokil anjing.
And DRX do the same to Loud as they did to Optic in the lower bracket finals of Champs. They put themselves in a position where they might be able to pull off the first ever reverse sweep in a BO5 in Valorant.
Would be just astounding. That's that veteran presence, this roster of DRX. They've been
3-2 Israel nggak sih? Yoi bro.
To be able to really just keep the mental in check as well. They push Loud, in particular as well, like a lot of these rookie players into such uncomfortable territory. And the Des was wishing for it. We will be heading to that map number 5.
Tapi tadi untung Bas dapat 2 guys ya. Untung tuh Bas ulti, dia taruh alarm bot sama granatnya di depan guys. Di apa? Taruh granat sama alarmnya di apa? Di mana sih daerah itu? Di tengah-tengah. Jadi orang yang mau lewat nggak bisa lewat dulu. Ya nggak sih tadi guys? Keren banget sih guys, sumpah. Gua sama bos. Gua sama nih bos. Gimana nih bos? Bos gimana bos? Pengen ikut yang di barnya yuk iya nih. Prediksi bang, ada alpha. Prediksi sih DRX lah. DRX. Lapar lagi cok. Cuma makan 2 kali padahal cok. HyperX kapan main bang? Udah pulang. Ini seru banget ya. Gue sebelah gue kanan gue tau gak gue lagi nonton apa guys? Gue nonton XQC lagi main Squidcraft anjir. Keren ya anjir, gamenya bisa begitu mereka ya. Bikin animasi, bikin gameplaynya bisa beda banget cok. Keren ya, gue sebelah kanan gue nonton cok. Begitu loh anjir. Dan katanya harganya real anjir, 100k dolar bro. 100k itu berapa sih? 100 ribu USD. 100 ribu 1M anjir ya. 1,5 M cok hadiahnya cok. Sponsornya siapa cok 1,5 M anjir? Halo Asia. Oh, ini Squidcraft yang kedua. Dulu yang satu udah pernah ada, cok. Perez habis ini main kah bang? Kagak, cok. Gue cek ya. Oh, 1000 doang sih, 1000 USD, cok. 1000 USD, cok. $13 jutaan cuma 1000, cok anjir. Gue kira 100.000 anjir. Enggak, 100.000, cok. 100.000 deh. Hah, 100.000 deh. Yo cok 200 yang ikut guys, yang ikut tuh 200 orang kreator semua anjir. GG anjing, keren juga ya. Kata lo siapa menang? DRX lah. Lu gatal banget, Cok. Gatal. Gila ya, keren banget ya orang bule bisa buat turnamen kayak begini, bro. Salut sih gua. Tung, tenong teng tong. Ting. Pendapat kalian sama Mako barusan apa guys? Gila Mako bro, nggak jelas tuh orang. Setengah manja, iya cow anjir GG ya. DRX asal Jepang nggak bang? Betul. Ini official turnya atau enggak bang? Ya iya dong. Ya iya dong guys. Masa enggak ya guys ya?
Neon's job on Fracture is to go take
space
from Djaja,
dengerin.
They did so well at supporting him and putting him in positions where he could win.
Kalian dengerin aja tuh guys.
Yeah, it was a stronger performance compared to what we saw from him versus Optic. Granted, you know, and they dropped an additional round there in that lower final. Still similar scoreline. So RB, it just kind of goes to show that playing this Neon, he's able to just continue to fulfill his role very well.
And I think from the defensive side of Loud, it looked like they expected this to just be lots of fast executes, as we've seen in the past with this composition. Right. But here they had a lot more rounds where they were slowing things down, playing the mid round, using that Neon as a rotator more than just full-on sending in these executes. And the post ones were so good that Loud never.
Kalau ngomong gitu terus muncrat gimana guys ya?
And I love the call that RB's job was simply to
take space, kalau ngomong
right?
muncrat,
Go ahead and you turn your attention to Mako, who's holding the space, controlling the space brilliantly in this match.
Kan kelihatan ya, ya ampun mukanya kenapa gini ya? Kenapa rambutnya lagi begini ya Mako ya?
I didn't say Mako was bad. Call back. I mean, he played exceptionally well. Mako was out of his mind. Buzz was out of his mind too, and I mean, Stacks maybe doesn't highlight the scoreboard as much, but I really can't stress the importance of how well all of those pieces came together, right? They look so good.
Yeah, and the thing is now, this puts DRX so close to making history. With that map win, they've pushed us to map 5, and they have a chance to be the first team to ever complete a reverse sweep at an international VCT event in one of these best of 5s.
Well, and the fun thing is, it seems like DRX event after event create history. Right? You think about their last event, best placing ever. This time they've met it. They have the potential to do more, not just in their best performance ever, their best placing ever, excuse me, but as you were saying, the first ever reverse sweep in Valorant history. You're writing textbooks out here.
Yeah, Achilles, they brought themselves to the precipice.
Aduh, ayo guys, map terakhir guys. Bisa yuk, DRX yuk. Bangkit yuk, bangkit yuk.
We go to Ascent as our decider. Give me your thoughts.
I mean, previously, this wouldn't be one that I would be too perturbed about, but given that they dropped this map earlier in the tournament to the likes of BBL, who in their own right, still very strong team, now they're getting ready to go up against Loud here, it does make for a potentially just very tough map for them to try to close things out. You've got Aspas.
DRX kocak, bakal beli Oni bundle nggak? Ada yang mungkin ada yang mau beliin gitu. Pengen sih guys, cuman aduh boros banget gua kalau beli lagi guys. Essen sih, Aspas biasanya sih serem ya, Essennya ya.
Yeah, we dive into the Prime Gaming Agent Select to see what these teams will rest all of their hopes and dreams on.
Thus far, Loud has not shown this map here at Lock-In, so it's going to be interesting to see what they choose. Do they go back to just that standard comp, the KO, the
No,
they are cooking something interesting here, pulling out the Viper on Ascent, and they're starting on the attacking side.
Oke,
So I think a lot
duelisnya sama Aspas nggak mungkin ganti role, cok.
for the post plant. It's so potent in those
Let's
situations.
go boom. Ini lagi let's go boom anjay.
Which is so important on this map.
Yeah, this is a puzzling one here from the side of Loud, and the question is, have they overcooked this composition?
I mean, DRX has changed their comp too. Fade out, Sova in. Both these teams have prepped something new. This is going to be an insane map 5.
That makes me so excited for this class. When both
Oni bundle 2 kali, Oni bundle 2 nggak tahu sih gua kayak nggak beli bundle sih, kayak beli Vandal aja kali.
It's all on the field right now.
Kalau gua males beli bundle cuy.
One map to crown the kings of the Alpha bracket and decide who moves on to the grand finals on Saturday. Brennan Sideshow.
Ayo DRX Asia Grand Final yuk, dapat spot satu lagi bro, ayo. Ini kalau DRX menang guys ya, enak banget guys. DRX hitungannya kan udah pasti lolos ya kan. Kamu mau bandel? Mau.
An absurd situation.
Oh, beli bandel kalau Paperrex main lawan Fnatic.
And DRX are on the precipice of pulling
Kamu tahu kan harus apa? Kamu mau apa, Alpha? Mau aku jangan. Fokus guys. Dukung cahaya Asia terakhir guys ya. Supaya spotnya nanti buat Master Tokyo lebih satu buat Asia guys. Bayangin guys. Berarti tinggal nyari 2 dari Asia without DRX bro. Ya ngasih hitungannya gitu guys.
They're playing weird compositions. They're not picking the same maps. Loud used to be absolutely the best team in the world.
DRX wangi dong di map ini dong. Anjir pakai Viper anjing biar bisa masuknya gampang bro.
And how do you push back this onslaught? Buzz inside the cloud burst. Well, Aspas tried them, match him pound for pound, take the fight right to
nice banget.
over the top. Stacks is bailing out his
Let's
team.
go.
And it's Loud who are crumbling. The gamble being played
nice
with the composition. Push to the limit to map 5. It all began with a pistol round and it ends in a whimper for Loud.
Udah 3 inisiator nih bang, yoi.
DRX pick up another pistol. And after Loud got the first 4 in a row, the momentum in this series has been showcased by the pistol round wins that we've seen DRX get on the board. It's not just the gun rounds where they're getting favored, they're also starting out each of the maps more favorably. I think also, the Des mentioned it, but DRX have undergone a team compositional shift too. They've been playing triple initiator pretty much since they formed that composition, since they invented it in May of last year.
Oke, dapat info tuh.
Now they're back to just playing the standard stuff. This is the most meta comp you could possibly come up with on this map.
Oh, the paranoia is good. Got to be careful of the counter attack though. Spam from Aspas was decent enough to drop Mako down to 32 health. No kill claim though. Drone dodge for now.
And a bit of a battle happening in B main actually. As these two
Niles ngeri, Cok. Mantapnya ngeri Niles nih.
Viper wall against each other. So that's something to keep your eye on later on.
Yeah, control of that B main going to be so important with the way so far it's being played. Just cutting up the side in that manner. It's an unusual composition.
Pas bunuh
Unorthodox from Loud.
Bunuh raja terakhir dulu guys.
Listen, map 5 you get pushed to your limits. You've got untested players newly added to your team.
Kita dapat info tuh mereka tuh.
Sometimes that gambit just crumbles beneath you.
Aduh anjing dapat lo Aspas anjing. Gila.
Kawanzin's been on the big stage before, but never in a moment like this. And TUI's pretty much brand new to it.
Yo, nggak ada waktu nih bro.
As Aspas was, as Les
was,
3 orang. The year prior. And pressure formed those players into absolute diamonds.
They had the whole year to get up to that point. For 2022, this is a different tale. First major event of this 2023 VCT season, and it comes down to this. Weaker by pistols.
Nice banget Mako anjing.
Cannot withstand it.
Aduh Mako nggak anjir.
But it matters not. Listen, spread the ult orbs. Make sure that you start building up those ultimates.
Aku dari mana? Dari B-main ya? Oh, dari B-main.
One of the big ways that Loud won on Ascent in the past with their former squad was by absolutely dominating the defense sides and then going for very simple executions on attack. This looks different, right? They're going to be more complex just based on the composition that's being played. And it doesn't look as defense-sided to me, the comp. Maybe it will play out like that. We'll just have to wait and see.
Dapat 3 anjir, spray gak jelas anjir.
Unmarked territory here. The DRX on a bonus buy. Spectres across the board as Loud take A main.
Mako TP'd into Wine. Angles watched for.
He was here before.
Yep. He's doing the same play twice in a row. Paranoia. Being held. Off-angle play. Aspas contacting. Knows he's there. No way does Mako get away with that. Paranoia. TP. Smoked across. Sadak making the most of it. Running and gunning.
Udah bersatu, bro.
Sadak investing the same Viper wall in all of these rounds. You can see the response that it's had from Zest. He's trying to get information over there. Everybody from Loud though, grouped up, ready to go for an A site hit.
Bro. Lu masuk A, mati lu, bro.
How do they actually get in?
How do they get in?
Does 2E's go for some
ada
kind
mati
of
nih.
TP play?
Turret destroyed. Dog gonna be used. Trailblazer trying to come.
Kena lu kan.
Grenade is good for it. Knife as well. No abilities. Time being bled off the clock. 40 seconds. What is the play to be made? Well, rifles in their hands. Nice dodge of the flash. The call is made to just barrel through and take the space. Brute force.
The gun really making the difference there in terms of those duels. I think the DRX players would have been good for a couple had they had rifles in their hands. But that's the way that this round 3 plays out.
Shots are landing there, but okay, crosshair placement slightly off. Dashing into the cloud burst. The rifle spam enough. Loud too well there.
Harusnya tadi si RB kalau RB dapat 1 tuh. Kalau nggak si Stax dapat 1 tuh lumayan banget ya.
When there isn't a smoke in A main, they're holding angles and slowly walking into the site. And that's actually something the old squad did fantastically too. Making sure that they post many players up as they scale into A means that you have players naturally anti-flash from door, players holding heaven, and you don't get caught out by the anchors swinging. Certainly a glimmer there of Old Loud on the A hit. Mako fakes the teleport into Wine this time.
That's that conditioning. If anybody's close, they want them to think that he's there. This dart tagging up Kawazine. Actually broken. Drone. Zest now clearing some space into mid. Another tag. Kawazine, you got to respect that one. So leaps away.
And what a smart turret position here, actually, from RB. It's going to be able to get a bit of information behind the Viper wall and towards mid. So it lets them stack 3 players from the defense on the A side. They don't have to be worried about the Viper.
Making the most of this one, though. Smoke drop down and the fragment nade. They thought there was going to be a bit more oomph behind that push.
Kemana lagi mereka tuh?
Loud happy to wait
lagi kah?
now.
Tetap di A nih. Oke, A-nya udah 3 sih.
Potential attempt here at the split. Sadak just holding this space. Dodging, juking. Smoke drop down at the feet of Buzz. Has to respect it now with a snake bite there. Moving forwards. Trailblazer. Dash forwards, though. Aspas. It's the man to watch here. Gain positioning into Jenny, and he opens it up. What is the response? Any sort of answer? The answer is no.
These 8 site hits are still looking immaculate. It's the same strength that the former Loud squad had, but the way that they hold for each other, getting into the site, is perfect.
Could still get dangerous, though. The 2v3, door broken. Enough done. Dart now online. Goes across.
Nice!
And
Nice!
What is this tech?
That? I don't even know if they revealed, but it's left it down to the 1v1. Zest drops down. Silence enters the arena. Kawazine claims the kill. With bated breath, the audience watch. But this time, no disappointment.
Great 1v1 to win for Kawazine. One of those rookie players, like you said, Bren, stepping up. What was the... Oh, that is absurd. I thought there was something weird happening with the recon dart. I mean, the recon does look really interesting. Seems like it would clear quite a lot of the site. But that is just all intuition from Zest. Nevertheless, a round on the board from Loud. And demonstrating really good performances from their newer players
Nih,
in
main
terms of
Palo
the
ngapain sih
teamwork
begitu,
and
Cok?
the clutch ability. DRX's attack side really let them down earlier on in this tournament. It was with a different composition, but they lost to BBL. That's not the kind of team that DRX should really be losing Ascent to, based on their prior record. But they just couldn't get an attack round going. And that means DRX, the pressure is on this half.
Yep. Definitely is, but with the weapon difference here, should be easy pickings. Indeed it is. Wider swing of stacks. Uproar from the crowd. Silence for the moment.
Cok, ini map defender loh, Cok. Aduh, bahaya banget nih guys, gini guys.
Was necessary, or at least should have been going Loud's way. They do get it.
And now Loud start to build up to some big ults too.
Timeout forced.
Yeah, DRX take a timeout here.
Jangan kasih lagi bro. DRX nih defense-nya kuat sebenarnya guys. Kenapa jadi kasih begini?
At this point in the game, if DRX have looked at any of Sadak's VODs, and I say Sadak specifically because this roster doesn't have Ascent VODs, right? But if you look at the old
ini defendernya ngeri Cok nanti Cok. Susah Cok ini.
There's a huge amount of explore the map, end in an A exec. Take A main early, 4-1 split into A.
They love it.
Huge amounts of that. And then they get like 4 or 5 rounds on their attack side and win almost everything on the defense. This roster is going to play differently. But so far, Sadak's calling on the attack side is quite similar. And so this timeout might be useful for DRX to make some necessary adjustments. And I think one of the big adjustments is from Mako, A main has got to be smoked off all the time. None of this playing aggressive in A. The one way is not even really that useful because you can't stop Loud from taking A. And if he uses smokes early in the round, they're not going to be there when Loud try to hit into the site, and that means Loud are going to be able to set up many people, 2, 3 people with guns holding angles as they get into A.
Berat juga ya guys ya.
A lot of parity between
Harus
these
3 sama
two
dulu sih.
teams. Will DRX have the answer to bring us even?
3 ulti sih. Kalau si Les ulti bakal di ulti sama si Des.
Could be part of it. Close knife, dart over the top.
Apa nggak di smoke aja?
Passive from Loud. I think they're scared of a potential tiles push, but look at this drone now. Buzz happy to take the aggressive angle.
No! The spray control, so good from Les. That's the 3rd or 4th bullet that connects with the head of Buzz.
And a call is made as the Viper War goes up. Guys, let's take some of this space back. Great opening pick. Moving their way across. Smoke drop down at their feet though. It's going to be putting a stop to this, but still the Viper War lets them get in. Updraft, up and around, stacks. Will he be the difference maker? TP into the back of the site. Reinforcements have arrived in the form of Mako being there, but
they're leaving.
They're leaving. It's a cancel.
And this now puts everything in the hands of RB. He's the sole player on A. Looked like he wanted to cut them off at Catwalk, but instead, just playing around his nanoswarms. No smoke on the side to play around. Where's that from Mako?
The entire team is just funneled right now from Loud all the way into the site, straight through. Paranoia. RB not caught by it. Off to the side. Spray, the right click misses. Lustbuster's not come up with the goods. Viper's Pit, though, might do some damage to it. Stun caught. This should be a kill, surely. Pushing forwards.
So much damage, though.
Yep, Kawazine not going out unscathed. Dart. So we a bounce there into hell. Broken. See Zest is hunting for it. Wow. Aware of that. Les being caught with just a bit of a punish play, but no attempt.
Nobody else looking like they want to go for the retake. Kawazine on 1 HP, a 3v3, and DRX save. They don't want any piece of that Viper's Pit.
Smart play to make. Money situation, you've got to hand onto your rifles if you are DRX. Keep a grip onto them. Despite that damage done, just wasn't really looking likely when the Viper's Pit was dropped down.
Wah, ini sih kalah sih guys kayaknya guys.
The weird, quirky comp that Loud are playing here in map 5.
And honestly, they're not even playing that strangely. They still have a lot of stuff that they're doing that you see every team do on a set. But there's enough extra elements to throw DRX off a little bit. And they're still playing the fundamentals really, really well. And Buzz does not expect to lose his head that quickly after a recon dart and a drone are expended to set him up with the operator, and yet he still died first.
Say main control. Just that snake bite that just adds so much difficulty if DRX even try and disrespect it.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, you just have to give Loud A main.
DRX kayaknya AS-nya lemah deh, Cok.
And that's why
Kalah terus ya.
I think Mako just needs to keep A main perma-smoked.
Jumping from RB, spots 3 heads. Smoke laid down and a nano swarm pop, so pushes them back for now.
And this
Kayak B-nya kosong lagi nih. B-nya kalau dihit.
Oh, they're going for the re-hit perhaps. Les has a lockdown. They could fake like they're going somewhere else on the map. Maybe even ult in mid and clear tree. They could do something really unusual here.
It's the Viper War going up. Obfuscates where they might be going.
Nice.
And that's watched for Les. He could have been that extra element, the backstab into this one. Now, let's look at these anchoring players, RB. It's a deafening across onto the site as every single player of Loud
Let's
will
go.
fall.
Flawless, bro.
RB with 3. Prime
Nice save there, nice save there.
The weapons still in their hands. The bank can start to get built.
Very nice play. Look at Buzz here. Finds the player in mid, immediately recognizes it's an A hit, and he's there
nice
to help.
banget.
Double facing. Allows RB to get into a sneaky spot because they're worried about Mako and Buzz. And they shut that down. How many rounds, though, do they really need on defense? I can't say, because I have no idea of whether Loud's composition is going to trend attack or defense-sided. Buzz creeps into an advanced position here.
Push deep. He's got the backup of Zest. Flash over the top and a recon. Broken though, doesn't reveal anything. Yeah, that's a lockdown used. Looks like trying to fake into that A pivot. Forces out the Hunter's Fury. Is it too high? Looks like it's directly on target, so remove 4 and Buzz.
Aduh, gak kelihatan lagi babi.
Really diligent from Kawazine. Easy collection there.
But now you have to get through Mako. An absolute rock, the foundation of the team in the last 2 maps.
Trailblazer's good though. Stunned up, I believe, onto Mako. What does he want to do? Still holding on to the paranoia, smoked off. Now using the Seekers to try and push their way through. Heaven still being held, and they cancel out that ult. Re-clear. Les, oh my goodness. It's getting tenuous.
Les really wants to get into an advanced position here so he can fight the lockdown.
And he finds the right angle.
Picks off Zest. Does RB even choose to go for it? 3v5
save
and
lagi,
DRX is saving again.
Backing away. They have money to buy. They could have gone for it if they wanted to, but
I'm surprised. At some point here, you're giving up too many rounds. And remember that their defense side was good, even in the game on Ascent where they lost. They were still getting value on defense. This is very different.
It feels like DRX are struggling to get a grip in terms of how Loud approaching the map. The Viper Wall is doing a great job, I think, of hiding a lot of this. And Loud are going to go hunting for these weapons.
Most of the time, I do feel, though, that DRX are getting good information behind the Viper Wall. I don't think it's threatening too much. What's really going wrong for them is that they can't stop the A splits. They run out of utility.
Kenapa DRX nih, bro?
Maybe part of that, Bren, is that Stax is getting pulled away from A. Right? He feels like he's forced to play B, forced to use his 0 point there for info. So maybe that's
udah 2 sama loh. Masa lu mau dikalahin kayak gini sih? Tolonglah. Itu berat nih, makanya gue bilangnya dia harus memimpin, guys. Kalau nggak mimpin susah, bro.
King is almost always going to be over towards A, where he can use that fragment grenade over a catwalk, stop a hit from coming through. It's a little more difficult when you play sat back in the site.
Tutu sih, tutu. Bari, tutu gitu.
Second timeout used for DRX in the first half here. Bit of an indicator maybe that they're starting to feel it.
Pacific sisa DRX doang, bro.
And expectations. Do they fall? Do they crumble again like they did at Champions? Bringing it all the way. Making that reverse sweep a possibility, but just...
Bas OP nih, tolonglah Bas, yang bener Bas.
Or is this going to be a different chapter? History being rewritten.
And both of the semi-finals that we have in this tournament are the same story. One team hunting to be the first team ever to lift 2 trophies. The other team wanting that long-awaited chance at glory. DRX in the same vein as Fnatic. So many times they've been close. And it feels like this. They've surely never been closer.
Viper Orb in mid is so good. Pushing back any deep pressure. Drones there.
Ya elah, Buzz kenapa mati mulu dah?
Watches it. Buzz as the first death yet again.
He just can't find value against this. Loud know exactly where he's going to be, and that is massive value coming out from the Viper Orb, right? It can stay up for so long. He doesn't feel comfortable pushing through it necessarily because you take so much damage. Very difficult for Buzz to play around this when Loud are so slow and diligent at the beginnings.
Trailblazer, Nano Swarm up close, cancels it actually.
Nice.
Pretty nice play indeed. Snakebite into the back. Lockdown going to be used. RB just can't quite evacuate Zesto, weaving in and out. He does get one for his efforts, but eventually dealt with, and there's a lockdown, making sure you get a little bit too dicey still.
It's a nice 0 point, clearing out B main. I think Stax and Mako should have a decent idea that everybody's on site or playing a very deep position. But at some point here, you just gotta go for it. Yeah. 2v3. This one is not the round to save.
All players on the side. Flash, rebound, up top. Paranoia as well. Player close. Crossfire is good. In fact, it's excellent.
Gila, nice retake, bro.
What a retake from DRX. That bounce flash combined with the paranoia is everything. Oh my word.
Dua flashnya gila banget, anjing.
Utility combos. Woo, that is good.
And they knew exactly how to play in that moment.
I mean,
beautiful stuff.
It is a lifeline for DRX to hold on to. Because otherwise this map has been getting ripped out of their hands. But the retake looks nice there. Perhaps.
Gila, mereka percaya masing-masing guys ya. Lihat gak sih? Pas dia nge-flash, Mako udah nge-pick yang kirinya. Si Stax udah percaya Mako bakal nge-kill si Jet. Jadi si Stax tinggal bunuh satu lagi guys. Gila, mereka percaya diri banget anjing. Sama teman-temannya guys. Gila guys, GG sih sumpah.
To try and establish a main presence.
Very early.
But surely they can't hold on to this. It's just to get Buzz set up with the operator.
I mean, surely he doesn't get away with this. Oh, contact peak, dash, disengaged. Snakebite at his feet, vulnerable, but just one more tick of damage might have done it.
Paranoia used as well though. And Mako forced to smoke up.
Pushes it back, spam down onto the Trailblazer. Sadak, you're lucky.
Aduh.
He does survive in the midst of all of this, unless is that backstab. Extra layer. So he puts that pressure down. There was a no command popped off though. So let's see if they can get a resurrection there onto Stack, smoked off. Mako wants to take the risk while the rotation is happening. There was no punish.
4 on 5 yuk. 5 sama yuk.
And this looks like it's going to be another A split. Mako has used one of his smokes here on Catwalk. So Sadak's going to have an opportunity to support the rest of his team. Mako's just got to go huge. And this smoke, it's not going to last forever.
Smoke's going to fade away in but a moment. Stack's jump peeking just in case they pushed. Kill found. Does not claim the second, the trade online for 2 years, but Buzz still back at the site, knows that they're going to be coming and misses the shot.
Yeah.
Unconventional, Sadak returns, snap though, wrist locked on, and players are weak. The time, the pressure is mounting. Just down to less. Afforded an easy plant. Shock darts going wide, maybe a bit of a blunder there by Zest. Pop flash played out, fully blinded, and Stack's not willing to give any opportunity.
What a round from Stax, bailing his team out after Buzz missed a pretty critical kill. DRX are just about holding on here. You can see that macro game is really getting tested. Stax as an IGL is struggling at the moment to find the right answers, but as a player, still makes all the right moves, gets himself in position to rely on his gunplay.
Minimal bunuh 1 guys, minimal banget guys.
And as Mako buys time, wow, that is nice. And then swinging off the recon dart that Zest throws in. Good stuff. And it draws things level at 5-5. It's still a great attack half.
Yeah, it is.
Ini defense-nya gue nggak tahu sih. Mereka ada wah, mereka ada Viper coy ya.
Rounds to bail themselves out just yet. They're still in that danger zone when the sides end up swapping. This time it's Mako with an attempt into mid. Deep push. Different angle. And look at that, holding for the commandant position just to pre-fire it. Stacks. Just a cat there, Mako backs away.
That's crazy. They were going for a mid-crunch off Mako's paranoia, and Stacks was supposed to be trying to contest them from Cat. He just got blown up. And now Mako's got no utility. Smoke will come back online shortly, but drone forced to be used as well. Lauda set up for another great A split.
No one to offset this one, is it? Trailblazer. Aspas not making any noise, but the alarm bot now is going to be notifying them. DRX are aware there was a player pushed up behind that one. Looks like Lauda trying to fake like it could have been just a bit of presence. Dash still online. Turret broken. It's now going to be the time to strike. Angle blocked off. Cloudburst going to be fading though, and a re-smoke as well so that they can cross. And Mako, will he be the player to watch? Will he be the difference maker? Snake. Oh my God! And he holds it down in the smoke. Pressure at his back. Less will respond in kind. White swing. The player's contained.
The spike is on the other side of the door.
No way.
They've got to go and break it.
Have to break it, and they have retrieved it. What can Buzz do? Rifle drops down.
Anjing, Buzz kenapa sih?
Claim the kill.
Despite those heroics from Mako, Loud answer back. He's just one man. What more can he do? 3 kills inside his smoke. Should have shut the round down. But a response perfect from Les from Tui's.
Look at the timing
Dia nggak di thread kill.
Re-swing just as the door's coming down.
It's great, and there's the frustration rippling through every part.
Bau si Basnya nih cowok, Basnya udah kena mental nih Basnya nih. Tag-nya gimana dah?
6-6. Give us a half with the same level of parity as Fracture and give themselves a chance heading in. At the moment, it feels like everything is with Loud.
Managed to recover. Thrown slightly off with their footing, at least in map 3, map 4. Drone from Zest, spots a lot of players. Now to Killjoy, lockdown. There's nothing to offset this one. There's no Hunter's Fury. Zest looks like he's trying to break it with shock darts. He might get punished here. He's trying to evacuate out, and it didn't break that lockdown. Still doesn't get detained. Has to be the full retake.
Kayak 5 orang retake guys ya. Ulti, Kaosin the ulti.
Not quite actually. Potential misplay. They could have had the Viper's pit online. Instead, DRX not wasting any time. Moving forward.
Itu B-man. Nggak dicek anjing. Bas, kenapa sih?
Recognize the threat that was coming his way in 2 years. A very smart reposition. Has to be the committal. Flash. Push them back, Sanak. Lines it up.
Ya, udah sih anjing.
Tumbling, falling. This way, that way. It's Loud on top. Marco. Unable to stand up to it.
The crowd can feel it, and I'm sure the players can too. Loud have set themselves up in a winning position to head forwards into the grand finals. 1 half remains for them to seal the deal, or for DRX to answer back. Bit of disrespect there towards the end as well, as Kawanzin lands the final kill with a shorty of all things.
They knew that he was low, and still, we'll send it down to Yinsu on the floor, who's got another special guest.
Aduh anjing, udah 2-1 masa kalah sih.
They're all special guests, and I'm joined right now by John. Welcome. I know you're an IRL streamer, and this is your first ever time at a Valorant event. So, what's it been like? Have you been having fun?
Yeah, I've been having fun. It's an amazing time, amazing energy out here in Brazil. Like, fans are going crazy. You know, everybody here rooting for Loud, but dang. It's wild what they made here, the craziness, all the people coming up. I like it.
Is this what you expected? Because I know, you didn't really know what to expect from a specific Valorant esports event, but what do you make of it?
I know Brazil is huge on FPS games, so for sure, I knew it was going to be packed. And if Loud makes it to the final, it's going to be even crazier.
Yeah, I mean, you were also speaking to me before we went live that it's really special for Brazilian fans because esports out here, it means something different to them. So would you be able to tell me about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge meme on the internet. It's like, come to Brazil, come to Brazil, come to Brazil. Yeah. They throw it everywhere. And it's literally like, hey, we love the sport, we love the music, we love things from around the world, and we want some love as well, you know? Give us your energy, we're going to give you energy back, and it's going to be something wild. I think you guys are going to like it, you're going to rock it, and you can see everybody's
You're wearing a Loud jersey, and they're struggling a little bit in the last 2 maps, so channel your energy to them. What are you going to say to them?
Man, they've got this.
They've
got to make it twice, you know? Bring it home, and they're in their house, you know? It's their home city.
The script is written. Back-to-back champs?
Back-to-back. Let's go.
Okay, well, John believes in them. I'm not sure what can happen in the second half, but Brandon Saisho, I'm going to throw this back to you because I can't wait to find out.
There is that pressure building. Feels like it's pushing.
Kata lo dari tim bisa survive nggak? Bisa. Namanya tim semua bisa belajar dari kesalahan, bisa lebih baik lagi.
History once more. And insane that if they win this half, if they close out this map, that they would have gone to 3 grand finals.
Aspas juga udah bau banget, Cok, padahal, Cok.
And I mean, look at this. Loud have only lost 49 rounds on the defensive side of Ascent across 20 maps played all time. They do not lose. The former roster, that is, they did not lose on Ascent defense. Is the same going to be true of this squad? Fast push out for Aspas, who's struggling at the moment to be able to generate kills, but his team's got his back anyway.
I'll be close. Spam play, one-way smoke behind him. Where's the swing? Where's the attempt? Just wait it. It's a call to be made.
Okay.
DRX are very fast with this. With that many players, they know that it's going to be an accessible A site still, that util. Placed down, Nana Swarms on the one side of Jenny. Stacks is in trouble, and it does offset that plan. Crucial time being bought. Loud, 5v5 now in the retake. And they're starting to swarm all the way in. Opening kill found.
Nice!
Right clicks.
Cuma satu, anjing.
Just cannot withstand it. The tempo has been brought to the top of the spike. Viper blocks it.
Wow! What is that?
Denied. Smoke dissipates. Reset of the aim. RB. He's buying time right now, and he just can't get the kill. 10 out for Mako. Needs another miracle. And a miracle will not be it. Despite making it close, it's Loud to take that pistol. And it does Josh feel like momentum, like history is on their side.
Another tragedy for DRX, where they claw things back to a 5th map, just to tumble at the final hurdle. It's one thing to defeat your demons and get over the choking problem. It's another thing to go from title contender to trophy lifter. It really is a long way up to the top of the mountain. Maybe DRX just aren't quite there yet. Or perhaps they've got some more to give. Let's take a look.
Disrespect shown.
Sanak's going to be controlling this area of the map with those snake bites very often. It's going to bleed a ton of time off the rounds. You can, of course, go across and over them, as Buzz has just done. But it means you're dropping from a height and not favored in any gunfight that might happen. And looking through the eyes of Aspas here, Brent, he's 4-11 right now, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, over the last 2 maps, across Fracture and now Ascent. Across Fracture and Ascent, he's currently 13 and 27, I think it is. But the rest of Loud has stepped up. It is not Aspas carrying the team anymore, like it felt like on the first 3 maps. It is now everybody on Loud, the game plan working, the team play.
The burden and responsibility of carrying the match spread across the shoulders of all the Loud players. For some so young as well.
Sadak snake bite tadi, Cok. Dimasukin mulu anjir sama si anak-anak.
Magnificently. Kawanzin's been on a stage before, but he is an incredibly young
bro,
guy.
jangan pulang lah. Masih bisa lah, ayolah.
Playing in this series, I think is just insane. Bad weaponry though for Loud on the bonus. DRX have got to stop this one. At the very least, if they have a chance here.
Kalau bonus roundnya kalah udah selesai sih.
They've got to be able to convert when they have an advantage like this.
Needs to happen here. The advantage is on their side. It's around
ke B, Cok. 3 orang B-nya, Cok. Mending ke A dah.
Dire circumstances. They're unable to grab this one. Aspas pushed away. He was forced to try and receive that heal as well, so he's going to be brought back up to 94 health. The layers of this utility. Loud are just able to really control most areas of the map. Smoke gets dropped, Snakebite inside of it. Jiggle Peak now though, regrouping up, and well, 2 years he misses the timing.
A flash into middle from Kawanzin. Doesn't see anything. And Lauda going for a gamble over towards A. It's correct.
Smoke drop, Paranoia, that's ripped its way across, and so Sadek does have to back away, but he's still alive inside this smoke. Eventually those spammed out.
Nice.
Shots rattled, one after another. Lauda making this dangerous. Bulldog now. Upgrading a weaponry for Aspas. What can he do? Reset
Nice.
there, just not quite. Can't manage the spray transfer, can't quite wrangle control.
Mati dua mereka tapi, Cok.
So the 1v3. Les would love to make the most of this one.
Apaan sih itu, Jo?
6 health, beautiful kill. But it's just nigh impossible. We'll try to make it expensive, but he gets brought down. So DRX winning.
Duh, gila buang-buang duit 2 orang, Cok. 3 orang mati lagi.
But my word, was it expensive.
Apaan anjing? Spectre nembaknya begitu, Cuk.
They keep 2 rifles in it, but have to rebuy armor on one of those players, and everything on the other 3. Aspas is going to pick up the operator for this next round as we just take another look at how that A site worked.
Bacot Slice anjing. Tapi dukung DRX, inget gua. Wah, Aspas OP, Cok.
You saw it before. The former team that had Aspas still as the tip of the spear, unbeatable essentially on this half of the map. And a lot of it down to how he plays.
Close to the corner. Bit of spam, drone over the top. Aspas still not cleared out of this corner, by the way.
Mati si Sofanya mati.
Is going to be gained. Aspas trying to get on the high ground approach. He's missed his chance though, because guess what? DRX barreling through. No time wasted. Sadhak.
Nice.
Paranoia is ever so slightly delayed though. It does return the fire and it returns the
Okay,
kill.
Aduh anjing kena.
Really good trades by DRX here. They've pushed everybody from
Apaan
loud
tuh
out of
anjing
the
tiba-tiba lo,
site. The
bangsat.
question is, can they reposition into good post plant spots?
Mainnya ada orang nggak ada.
The emphasis is going to be on Mako. Holding down in B main, smoked off now. What kind of timing can he take here? Needs an indicator from his team. Spam just chooses it. Sees the alarm bot drop down, doing some damage. Deeper smoke now, pushing forward.
Mako timing.
Claims. Paranoia rips its way through, and it's all up to Stacks. The labored spray down, dropping down still. Planted, Tapovic.
What a great smoke.
There, 58 health, has to do so much. Repositions. Back forward.
Let's go.
What an insane clutch by Stacks! Playing around the smoke beautifully and got the lineup of his dreams.
Game 4 ulti, guys. Nice, mereka miskin nih.
Wow. You are never favored there. But Josh, you made the call as well. I believe that was his smoke right at the back of the side that he was playing around here. No. Doesn't look likely.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not exactly sure. I missed it in the moment.
Either way.
I think it might have been too easy smoke.
Looked like it in the replay, but who knows? It doesn't matter. But the way he weaved in and out.
It just ended up being perfect for him because he could see every time the tap was
RB sendiri ya.
Not intentional, but that's partly due to the great plant spot that they found.
That round should have been finished.
Aduh, kenapa picknya sendiri si RB anjing?
But this one is gonna get dangerous.
Udah tahu mereka picknya berdua, coba buang-buang, aduh.
For Loud to convert a 5v4 despite the fact that they have sheriffs. And sometimes the utility can be way more dangerous than a rifle. And Aspas is gonna have one of those anyway.
Trailblazer was broken though, so he feels like, well, maybe he can't quite pick up that rifle.
He could smoke this and probably get over to it. Especially if he burnt his dash. I think the question is just whether or not he wants to take the gamble, take the risk.
Such a narrow margin for error. The off angle. Seeker sees it and it obfuscates his view. Can't see a damn thing when those are in his face. He will fall.
Belum masuknya begitu anjing.
Back of the site. Dart's going to be making sure of that one. So the dash engage gets him that space. Spike needs to get planted. Stacks even letting rip with his own no command, spreading through.
Oke, saya ulti, Mako ulti buat nanti aja lah, bro.
Out of hand.
Mako in his classic position, playing B main. So difficult to root out of that spot, but Kawanzin was looking for it last time.
The timing for it is going to be so important. Good smoke. Splits that one up. Buzz was handed an easy angle. Once more found the head. Ow! Are you grabbing that one? Turret broken though. Bit of spam still. 2 players left standing and 0 at the end of the round here. And so DRX are getting the rounds that matter, the rounds that they should be.
Okay, serain dulu ya.
I want to talk about around the matters, Bren. This next one coming up. So many ults for both sides. A lockdown available on both sides, including a Hunter's Fury to counter it from Zest. So you're expecting the one from RB generally to be getting more value on the attack side.
Jadi ngapain jam 4-an gue nonton beginian cuy.
But crucially, the economy is so close to being broken for Loud. And they're already struggling on this defense half compared to what you'd expect from the former roster.
Chill bro. Aspas mau OP abis nih guys. Dia saving buat OP guys.
Canceling the approach though, opting for the lockdown. It's going to move close. Louder not obviously running any of the usual counters to that lockdown, so it's going to be buying them some space, but all the players ready and waiting up there in heaven. Aspas dash forwards off to the side. Lovely util. Nanaswan pushes him back, but common angle. Flash play! Just trying to survive inside the smoke. Blade whizzes past his head, but they haven't dealt with Aspas. Moving forward, no way! Stunned up. The dog in his face. Zest has to use his Hunter's Fury now to respond. Take out the lockdown. Will Mako survive? Tries to counter spam, but can't quite do it. And this retake has more than legs. It looks just far too strong. RB and Zest. Lone players holding down to just Zest. Half on the defuse already. And it's converted.
Itu Bas kenapa nggak dapat lagi, co? 2 orang dapat itu menang, co.
The battle between Loud's retakes and DRX's post plans continues. But I think Loud have had the advantage basically for the entire series. DRX play too many players off site. How are the players supposed to survive here, pushing heaven and in hell, when there are 2 players in A main that are doing nothing until the very end? Loud's way of getting in and applying full pressure, full aggression, all gas, no brakes, it splits DRX's post plants up into 2 fights. First you fight the people on the site, and then you worry about the people afterwards, baiting their teammates.
And you can feel it. Former champions of 2022 with a couple of changes, but they've got their eyes set on that prize, that grand finals appearance.
DRX and Loud were doing a bit of content together recently, just during the break, during the last 10 days. DRX had a fun little, Twitter video where they went and stole the trophy, all funny. Loud responded with, yeah, don't worry, we'll just win another one this year. I mean, the quality of this squad, by the look of it, they might be aiming for multiple.
To really try and set up a dynasty before we get ahead of ourselves here. It's on Buzz. Updraft play. Nana Swarm down, less. Oh, it's so awkward, and the knives go wide. Uproar in the arena.
Apa sih Bas, co?
And the crowd on their feet, more so to throw it in the face of Buzz. But they can feel it. Loud can feel it. 2 rounds away from getting to another grand final.
There's not much that can prepare you for this. If you're DRX, might be reliving another nightmare. Full investment with the money. 8-11. Loud with 2 opportunities. Try and get all the way.
Kalau pick row sih mati sih.
0 point, suppresses Aspas, but he's still going for the peak. This guy's confidence is unmatched.
Dodges the drone. Dog going to be used as well. Updraft, tags him. Has to use the dash.
Mako has still fallen though. Loud put some pressure into Gelato.
Mako mati sama siapa,
wasn't in a great spot to be able to hold on. He goes down. That seeds the whole half of the map there. What is Kawanzin up to? He still hits it!
He does not care. He had to readjust his aim. And it's just shambolic for DRX. Left to desperation, contact plays through mid. Seeker's going to be meeting them pound for pound. The re-peak is there, the damage is done. And Bounce falls to his knees.
Look how Mako goes down there. Loud just applying pressure everywhere on
Anjir,
the map.
mereka mainnya rapi banget,
As soon as
Not,
DRX
anjing.
go towards mid, they push on both sides. And Loud have 4 chances of going to the grand final.
4 chances, and there's never been a better one than this. The money for DRX, it's desperation. If they're able to convert this and at least bring it back, I don't know what to say. It looks primed and ready.
Emang SN tuh sering banget gue lihat deh si DRX nih kalah di sini.
Crowned Kings all the way back to their region.
And with how aggressively Loud have been playing, it could all be over in a flash. DRX are in.
Flash forward, smokes to drop it, but it's going to be util used in kind. Still Less is alive and waiting at the back of the site. No one dealing with him. Dodging this one, the reposition.
Nice.
He
Aduh.
finds it. Maka with another 3v3, but the weapons are still not good. And it's all on the line for Loud.
Aduh.
One opening is all it takes. Aspas and RB is just tearing heads off. 2v2 Stacks letting loose, drop to his knees. No commanders, nothing. And the lockdown broken. Reposition is not there. And Loud have done it.
RB nembak apa, Cok?
Unreal mental resilience. Allowed to deny the reverse sweep. And it's such a bitter feeling for DRX, once more reliving the nightmares, reliving the history books. They will be exiting much sooner than they hoped. But still, an unbelievable performance to be able to push Loud to the limit.
And this Brazilian crowd has absolutely been treated here. To see Loud overcome NRG in multiple overtimes.
Nge-wave di saat yang tidak tepat, Cok, itu, Cok. Itu kalau misalnya tadi dia dapat.
Putting themselves into a third grand final in the last 12 months with 2 new players. What can't this squad do?
Just unheard of.
And now an opportunity as they wade in a couple of days' time to be the first team
Navi ntar, guys. Navi besok.
And Sadak, the player there at the front, the team captain in IGL, would surely cement his
Oke guys, kita udahan dulu guys ya. Thank you banget teman-teman semua. Nice try buat DRX. Dan kita harus tidur sekarang guys. Sampai tidur teman-teman. Thank you banget teman-teman semua yang udah nonton. Makasih udah like, share, dan subscribe. DRX langsung pulang yoi. No Asia in final bro. Oke guys, thank you banget yang udah nonton. Makasih udah like, share, subscribe guys. Sampai jumpa lagi live streaming di besok hari guys ya. Oke. Kita tidur dulu, terima kasih, sampai jumpa. Aku pusing. Kita ngeret biasa guys, ngeret gaming dulu bro. Apa yang mau di-rate ya? Apa yang mau di-rate ya? Apa yang mau di-rate ya? Cuma dikit yang live bro. Yang live cuma dikit cuy.
But this team is making me
Bangnya, Karora deh. Harus gue subscribe soalnya kalau yang di rate guys nggak bisa rate sembarangan oke. Rate Mei di bisa nggak yo kan Mei? Kan Kak Mei udahan juga pasti guys. Ngapain keren dia rate yang masih main aja. Oke, thank you guys, sampai jumpa, see you and bye bye.